be like these other rappers, man. We set apart. I ain't like these other rappers, cause that ain't me. Ay, that ain't me. Ay, that ain't me. I ain't following the world, cause that ain't me. Ay, that ain't me. Ay, that ain't me. I ain't trusting in the science, cause that ain't me. Ay, that ain't me. Ay, that ain't me. Dress and drag for a bag, no, that ain't me. No, that ain't me. No, that ain't me. I got faith in Yahuwah, but no faith in the world. My faith can't shake, I got faith in his word. If you say you love God, give me space to observe. No evil is hid from my face, says the Lord. Through times of tribulation, I will always press forward. Yeah, Christ is coming back, we must endure and wait for it. No weapon formed against me will ever prosper. Romans 12 to a verse for your sons and daughters. I ain't like these other rappers, cause that ain't me. Ay, that ain't me. Ay, that ain't me. I ain't following the world, cause that ain't me. Ay, that ain't me. Ay, that ain't me. I ain't trusting in the science, cause that ain't me. Ay, that ain't me. Ay, that ain't me. Dress and drag for a bag, no, that ain't me. No, that ain't me. No, that ain't me. You cannot say you love this world, then you say you love God. Friendship with the world is enmity with my God. And my trust and my hope is not what place in the world. Satan think he won this race, but he about to get served. You can't walk the straight and narrow, cause the broad way is curved. 1 Peter 1:16 is where my heart is preserved. Even if you don't believe in him, your judgment's reserved. But Christ died to save you, so do not be disturbed. I ain't like these other rappers, cause that ain't me. Ay, that ain't me. Ay, that ain't me. I ain't following the world, cause that ain't me. Ay, that ain't me. Ay, that ain't me. I ain't trusting in the science, cause that ain't me. Ay, that ain't me. Ay, that ain't me. Dress and drag for a bag, no, that ain't me. No, that ain't me. No, that ain't me.
Chapter 12. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. And one of the elders saith unto me, Weep not. Behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, hath prevailed to open the book and to loose the 7 seals thereof.
Ay, bolder than a lion, bolder than a lion. I ain't bowing down to Baal, cause we bolder than some lions. Keeping the commandments that'll lead us back to Zion. I ain't bowing down to Baal, cause I'm bolder than a lion. I don't care if you offended, yeah, I said what I intended. I said it and I meant it, scripture cannot be amended. Don't care if I'm offended, yeah, I mean it and admit it. Doesn't matter really how you feel, the Bible will transcend it. The truth is unexpended and the truth should be commended. You ain't walking in the truth, the thing you choose to be demented. Yeah, following Yahuwah's not religion, it's decision. And we keeping the commandments, they not prone to abolition. Because we did not bow to Rome and give them our submission. Man, they killed so many Hebrews in the Roman Inquisition. Following the Torah is not religion, it's decision. And Yahushua kept the law, cause it's not prone to abolition. Bolder than a lion, bolder than a lion. I ain't bowing down to Baal, cause we bolder than some lions. Keeping the commandments that'll lead us back to Zion. I ain't bowing down to Baal, cause I'm bolder than a lion. Ay, bolder than a lion, bolder than a lion. I ain't bowing down to Baal, cause we bolder than some lions. Keeping the commandments that'll lead us back to Zion. I ain't bowing down to Baal, cause I'm bolder than a lion. Yeah.
Chapter 28. The wicked flee when no man pursueth, but the righteous are bold as a lion.
judgments on these nations, Obadiah, Joel. And the plight of the Yahudi's been nothing but hell. And the colonizer can't colonize, and he took. Liberate Africa from the Caucasoid crook. The Negroes, Yasharal, we was all over scattered. After we were all captured, thereafter were battered. Dry bones awakening, heathens say it don't matter. The more the truth is revealed, Edomites get madder. It is true that Yahuwah was merciful and forgiving, but he'll judge every heathen complicit since the beginning. And Yahuwah is love, but Yahuwah is just. How you think you hate his people and you won't get touched? And Yahushua HaMashiach has set us all free. He was sent to his people, he was hung from a tree. And Yahuwah said himself that he truly loves judgment. If you coming in the covenant, need to make some adjustments. If you reject the truth, Yahuwah's wrath is your fate. And you think he hasn't seen the buck breaking and rapes. Father, forgive us, we have broken your heart. Made a covenant with your people and we broke it from the start. Father, we are tired, we can't take any more. And Yahusha is the way, yeah, he said he's the door. The whole world can hate me long as Yahuwah approves. And I'll die for Yahusha, that's a victorious move. Life without Yahuwah, that's a dangerous place. I don't want to be accepted by no traitorous snakes. Oh, I struggle so much with denying the flesh. And Yahuwah is a lure of the down and oppressed. No more curses, yeah, we want to be blessed. Esau is the end, Jacob rising up next. I say no more curses, yeah, we want to be blessed. Esau is the end, Jacob rising up next, yeah.
Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. I hope you guys are well. Giving all esteem to the highest Yahuwah and his son Yahusha. Yahuwah is Yahusha. Yahuwah is Yahusha. Yada Yahuwah. Yahusha. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. I just wanted to come on here and just hang out with y'all for Shabbat a little bit. Actually, I want to go to the book of Jubilees real quick. The book of Jubilees, because listen, y'all. There might be, I think I'll probably have to do like a deeper study on Shabath, like as far as how to keep Shabbat, because when you look at Yubalim, it gives so much more understanding of what's required when it comes to Shabbat. And I think a lot of people don't really know how to keep Shabbat. So Yahuwah willing, we're going live tomorrow to finish up the teaching on there is no power in the name of Jesus Christ. We did that teaching last week for Shabbat. So we're going to finish up that lesson tomorrow. This teaching here, that's what we're going to be teaching on tomorrow. So next week we'll do the Shabbat teaching and how to keep Shabbat. But tomorrow, this is what we're going to be teaching on. It's going to be part 2 of this episode that we did from last week. So all praises to the Most High. But let's go to the scriptures real quick. I want to show you guys Jubilees real quick. All right. So this is Jubilees chapter 1. And I want you to listen to, can y'all hear me okay? I'm sorry. I might be a little far away from the mic. Hold on a minute. Okay, there we go. All praises to the Most High. So let's look at this. So this is Jubilees, and we're going to just read chapter 1, because I think there's some interesting things in here about the Torah, about the law, that I think that people that are trying to understand Yahuwah more need to also understand. So let's read this. The book of Jubilees, chapter 1, it says, Moses or Mashah receives the tables of the Torah and instruction on past and future history, which he is to inscribe in a book. Okay. Apostasy of Yasharah, captivity of Yasharah and Yahudah, return of Yahudah, rebuilding of the temple, Moses' prayer for Yasharah, Yahuwah's promise to redeem and dwell with them, Moses Biden to write down the future history of the world, the book of Jubilees, and an angel to write down the law. This angel takes the heavenly chronological tablets to dictate therefrom to Moses. This is the history of the division of the days of the law and of the testimony of the years of their year and their weeks of their Jubileem or Jubilees throughout all the years of the world. So people need to miss me with this. We don't need to keep the law anymore. People need to miss me with that foolishness, because that is not true, bro. All right. And it's going to be proven as we read through this first chapter. So people telling you we can't keep the laws in our captivity, don't you listen to them. All right. Don't allow somebody's laziness and lack of zeal for the Most High to walk in full obedience lead you astray. I'm telling you, keep his laws and commandments. All right. The best to your ability. You know, if you are not convinced that we do the Saturday Shabbat and you feel a way about that and you decide to do the new moon, hey, that's on you. All right. But still keep his commandments. All right. The Most High will make everything clear how things are to be when we go in the wilderness. All right. So don't be bickering over it. I mean, I just talked about the new moon thing because I just see a lot of people falling for it. But I'm just not going to waste my time arguing with people about the day new moon. I'm not wasting my time arguing with y'all Negroes about the day new moon. If you're not going to look at the Hebrew text, the Abari text, and look at what the word originally said, then I can't help you, bro. But I'm just done with the arguing. All right, let's keep going. All right, so let's read this. So chapter 1. And it came to pass in the first year of the exodus of the children of Yasharal out of Egypt in the 3rd month on the 16th day of the month. And Yahuwah spoke to Mashah, saying, come up to me on the mount, and I will give you 2 tablets of stone of the law and of the commandment, which I have written, that you may teach them. Okay, so this was the first year of the Exodus. Okay, so it was the 3rd month. All right, and on the 16th day of that 3rd month. So if it was the 3rd month, that means that Pesach has already passed. Obviously, when the Most High brought Yasharal out of Egypt, they had all kept the Pesach prior to leaving. All right. Then you've got unleavened bread. You've got your first fruits. You know what I'm saying? And all of that. So we in the 3rd month of the year when the law was given. Okay. And Yahuwah spoke to Mashah, saying, come up to me on the mountain. I will give you 2 tablets of stone of the law and of the commandment, which I have written, that you may teach them. And Mashah went up to the mount of Yahuwah, and the esteem of Yahuwah abode on Mount Sinai, and a cloud overshadowed it 6 days. Okay, 6 days. And he called to Mashah on the 7th day, oh, the day of the Most High. Now, there's just no mention of a moon here. So I just want you to, Anyway, he called to Moses on the 7th day out of the midst of the cloud, and the appearance of Yahuwah was like a flaming fire on the top of the mount. And Mashah was on the mount 40 days and 40 nights, and Yahuwah taught him the earlier and the later history of the division of all the days of the law and of the testimony. Now, when you read the Torah and you hear about Mashah, it immediately, once he goes up to the mountain, it goes right back to the children of Yasharal. Now, you can see why Yasharal started to worship the golden calf, right? He was up there with Yahuwah for 40 days and 40 nights. Now, I'm not justifying them doing that, but 40 days and 40 nights was Moses or Mashah in the mountain with Yahuwah. So I'm like, I could understand why they was all like, where'd he go? So let's keep reading. And Moses was on the mount 40 days, 40 nights, and Yahuwah taught him the earlier and later history of the division of the days of the law and the testimony. And he said, incline your heart to every word which I shall speak to you on this mount, and write them in a book or a sephar, in order that their generations may see how I have not. Let me just ask you again. You got to understand, he relayed to Moses what was going to happen. He told Moses that our forefathers were going to be rebellious, that they was going to serve other deities, that they was going to break the covenant, all of these things. So he wrote, Moses, Mashah, he wrote the first 5 books, the Torah of Yahuwah, with all the knowledge of what was to come. Because that 40 days and 40 nights is when Yahuwah relayed to him what would take place and what he was to document in the scriptures. Okay? So when you think about Deuteronomy 28, for example, or even Genesis 15:13, okay? All of that, Yahuwah relayed to Moses on the mountain when they were in the wilderness for 40 days and 40 nights. These are the things the Most High revealed to him to write down. That had to have been a lot of information. I'm just saying, that's how close he was to the Most High. The Most High, just took him aside and gave him the law. Okay, so let's keep reading. See how I've not forsaken them for all the evil which they wrought in transgressing the covenant. So this is Yahuwah telling Moses ahead of time that they would do evil and that they would transgress the covenant which I established between me and you for their generations on this day in Mount Sinai. So Yahuwah is already telling Mashah or Moses that they about to break the law. They about to break the covenant that you're going to sprinkle the ram's blood on them. They're going to turn around and break it, even though they didn't agree to it. 6, and thus it will come to pass when all these things come upon them, the curses of Deuteronomy 28, okay, that they will recognize that I am more righteous than they in all their judgments and in all their actions. And they will recognize that I have been truly with them. Okay, so when these things come to pass, so when you go through the curses, when you go through the oppression, when you go through the slavery, when you go through the police brutality, everything, and then what our people in the Northern Kingdom that are in Africa, what they going through out there, okay, with the colonizers coming there, and then what they dealing with the Hamites, all of these things will bring us back to the Father. And that was his plan. His plan is, I know that they're going to disobey. I know that they're going to break my covenant, but I'm going to chastise these children. And then they're going to realize that I've been with them all this time. I'm more righteous than them. The way that they do things, the way in which they operate, I'm not feeling it. But they're going to know who I am by the time these things come up on them. Let's keep reading. Verse 7. And do you write for yourself all these words which I declare unto you this day, for I know their rebellion and their stiff neck, before I bring them into the land of which I swore to their fathers, to Abraham and Isaac and Jacob, saying, unto your seed will I give a land flowing with milk and honey, and they will eat and be satisfied, and they will turn to strange Elohim or deities, to which cannot deliver them from aught of their tribulation. And this witness shall be heard for a witness against them. For they will forget, what does it say? For they will forget all my commandments, even all that I command them, and they will walk after the heathens, the Gentiles, the 𤤔𐤋𐅅, and after the uncleanness of the Gentiles, and after their shame, and will serve their deities. And these will prove unto them an offense, and a tribulation, and an affliction, and a snare. And many will perish, and they will be what? They'll be taken captive, and will fall into the hands of the enemy, because they have forsaken my ordinances, and my commandments, and the festivals of my covenant, and my Shabbats. Okay, so all these things that we should be keeping right now, don't you let nobody, listen, I'm going to say this real quick. This Gentile woman talked about we're not supposed to keep the law, all right? This Gentile, now she claimed to believe in Yahusha. I love her, but sis, you wrong. And this is why I keep telling the Gentiles, stop trying to teach the scriptures. You're not supposed to. That's why it's a lot of things y'all don't understand. But she said, I don't think we're supposed to keep the law in captivity. Well, she didn't say the law. Let me not bear false witness on her on Shabbat. But she said we don't need to keep the feast days because we're in captivity. And I'm going to disprove that with scripture in a second. But I just want to show you guys that Yahuwah is saying that our forefathers forsook his Shabbats. They forsook his feast days and his covenant. So I'm just trying to understand. If the children of Yahshua are awakening to who they are, then why would we continue in wickedness, not knowing who we are, forgetting his laws, forgetting his commandments, to continue in this awakening to not keep the laws and commandments? That's what put us in a situation to begin with. We're going to do it anyway. Do I have that meme? Oh, I don't have that meme. Yeah, we're going to do it anyway. We're going to do it anyway. Man, I don't have that meme, bro. Okay. You know what? Just to be on the safe side, I'm going to put it up because we got to have that meme. We going to do it anyway. But I have a hard time understanding why people think we're not supposed to. And, you know, if y'all want to be lawless, go ahead. You could do you. You know what I'm saying? Do your dance. But don't ask me to shimmy to the side because you come from a nation that has ways of lawlessness. Your culture is lawlessness. Like, don't try to drag the Yahudi down to the heathenistic way of thinking, because that is very heathenistic to say we don't got to keep the law. I mean, if you really understand Yahshua, you would understand that saying something like that would probably get you knocked out. Because, I mean, we was overzealous for the law. We was overzealous for Yahuwah. And unfortunately, our people fell away from that and started to go the way of the nations. But nonetheless, if they were righteous, then they stood for the law. And that's why you have the whole Maccabean thing, because essentially there were Israelites who decided to become Hellenized for ease of life. And then you had those that stood for the law. And there was just no other way that they literally said out of their own mouths, I'd rather die than forsake the law of my fathers. That just shows you how much of a big deal it was. They were really literally ready to lay their life down for Yahuwah. Okay, here we go.
We're gonna do it anyway. We're gonna do it anyway. We're gonna do it anyway. We're gonna do it anyway.
We're going to do it anyway. We're going to keep the laws and commandments anyways. We're going to call the name Yahuwah, Yahusha anyway. So if you want to do what you do, then go ahead and do what you do. Like I said, do your dance. Get jiggy with it. But we don't do that over here. Okay? We don't do that over here. I always tell people, man, when it comes to the one people that can tell you the importance of keeping the law is us, because we've been under these curses all this time. You know what I'm saying? Because our forefathers refused to keep the law. Now I understand you weren't cursed, so you got a whole different understanding of this. You haven't been chastised. You were not the seed of the chastised. We are. You know what I mean? And because, I mean, just the fact that you know, our heritage lost, and it took us years to come into this understanding. You know what I'm saying? That was that chastisement. So again, I think the Gentiles just have a different experience when it comes to this. But to hear an Israelite say that, bro, you ain't got no excuse. And there are some of them that say that. So let me give that scripture real quick. And we're gonna get back to Jubilees because I think that is a very, very good read. And to everybody, let me ask, how many people here in the chat, give me a 1 if you have read the book of Jubilees or at least took a look at it before. Give me a 2 if you have never read the book of Jubilees before. I'm just curious. Because there's a lot in the book of Jubilees that lays down the truth of the law and all of that. Okay, so let's see. Tawanda, Shabbat Shalom says she has read it. Banya Dai has. Let's see. Amiya Yakiya Dao, all praises to the Most High. Kathy hasn't read it. Okay, all right. Let's see. Abiyahu's read it. Idyam Maccabees has read it. Unit has read it. Imunah has read it. Bino, all praises, bro. I'm happy to see y'all on track, man. All praises to the Most High. Donovan, Kiera, Tiffany, Shabbat Shalom says, Stephanie, Queen Raya, High Speed. Okay, so a lot of us have read it. Okay, I'm glad to see that. Barbara hasn't. Okay, well, that's good. I mean, there's always good to come out of people who aren't familiar with these things because it's always a moment of teaching. So that's always a beautiful thing when I see people who may not be familiar with these things. But let me go ahead and go over here to Twitter real quick. And I'm going to show you the scriptures. So when people tell you we can't keep the law because we're in captivity, that is straight up cap, bro. That is total cap. So I'm going to give you the scriptures and I'm going to show you that. Because even when you think about it, even before we were brought out of Egypt, we were keeping Pesach. You know what I'm saying? We was keeping Passover. And then after the Passover, we were brought out. So that first feast day had to have been kept. I mean, think about it. When we go into the second Exodus, and we're going to talk about that too, because we got people out here talking about there is no second Exodus. We going to get into that because I want to definitely talk about that. But I don't want to get sidetracked. So, yeah, we'll get to the second Exodus thing because I want to talk about that. People out here teaching there is no second Exodus. I don't think people realize how dangerous it is to say stuff like that. To kill people's hope in Yahuwah. Don't do that, bro. Do not do that. Watch what you say, man. Just going around here talking about, oh, there is no Exodus. That's not in scripture. Yes, it is. It doesn't matter about semantics. It doesn't matter if you call it, the regathering or whatever you want to call it. But Yahuwah said he going to bring us up out of here, bro. I don't know how much clearer that has to be. The fact that people are teaching that is just crazy to me. Absolutely just doesn't even make any sense. All right. So let me show you this. So this is the post here that was done. We'll go back to Jubilees in a second. All right, let me scroll in. Okay. So I want to show you what she said, and I'm going to show you my response because I just want people to understand you're supposed to keep the laws. But this is a mindset of certain individuals. And nothing against her or nothing. I know she's another nation, which I get, but that's why I say we got to teach you. But anyway, she said, that's why it's hard to be part of any group these days. Too much division. I'd rather walk alone. I just love the truth, don't you? I need to study the topic, but I believe they are right, and we should not keep the feast in captivity. Ruach just won't let me, and Paul spoke of it. See, when people say the Ruach told you to do something the Most High doesn't want, I have to question your motives, and I have to question what Ruach is operating in you. I have to honestly ask that, because the Ruach Yahuwah does not lead us to not keep his commandments. Zabida, hey, sis. Shabbat Shalom. Shalom, my brother 𤤔𤋅𤅌, Yahuwah Barak you and Yahusha, hallelujah, aloha, sister Zabida from Germany. Yada Yahuwah! All praise to the Most High. Good to see you, sis. I'm so happy to see you. Shout out to you. So I have to ask what type of Ruach you're operating under if the Ruach is imploring you to say, well, I don't think we should keep the commandments. And then she said, I need to do more research on that. So if you need to do more research, then why make such a bold statement with nothing to back it up? So let me go back. I said, I beg to differ. No disrespect to her, right? But I just challenged it. We are supposed to keep the feast days inside of captivity and outside of captivity. My first witness is the book of Azara or Ezra, chapter 6, verse 19. And it says, and the children of the captivity, they did what? Kept the Pesach upon the 14th day of the first month. So what do you mean we're not supposed to keep it in captivity? Let's keep going. This is second Esdras or fourth Esdras, 13, 41 through 42. This is talking about the northern kingdom. But they took this counsel among themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country wherein never mankind dwelt, that they might guard or shamar their statutes, which they never kept in their own land. So even when you think about the northern kingdom that went into this place called Asaroth, which, by the way, is not America. We've already talked about that before, but people like to assume it is. It's not. It says that they would keep these laws in this land that they had never dwelt before, and they would keep the law better in that land than they did in their own land. So I don't know where people are getting these doctrines from. When people make such bold claims and don't back it up with scripture, I honestly most of the time don't pay any attention to it, because you always got to back it up with the word of the Most High. So let's keep going, especially when we talk about Torah. That's not a game. So let's keep reading. This is Jubilees 9, and we read about how 𝐤𝐿 said that my people have forsaken my ordinances and my commandments and the festivals of my covenant and my Shabbats and my Kadosh place, which I have hallowed for myself in their midst, and my tabernacle and my sanctuary, which I hallowed for myself in the midst of the land, that I should set up my name upon it, and that it should dwell there. Verse 10. And they will make to themselves high places and groves and graven images, and they will worship each his own graven image, so as to go astray. And they will sacrifice their children to demons. Oh, my. Much like planned, you know what? And by the way, y'all, let me just talk about that real quick. The movie, okay, you know what? Real quick. Before I forget, since we're talking about sacrificing children to devils and all of that, to everybody who has joined my Patreon, I am happy to say the movie is about 90% done. And it will be on Patreon only, because I can't share it on here. So you got to join the Patreon. If you want to join the Patreon, I just ask that you wait until Shabbat is over, because you would have to pay to join. So, if you do want to join, please be sure to wait until after Shabbat is over. Tomorrow sundown, if you want to join, you can join. By tomorrow, the film should be out on Patreon by tomorrow. So tomorrow night at some point, Yahuwah willing. I just have one more section that I have to do, but I'm gonna have it out tomorrow evening. If not tomorrow evening after Shabbat, it'll definitely be Pagan Sunday, but it'll definitely be out in the next day and a half or so. So all praises to the Most High. It's a lot of work that went into it. And family, this documentary is like 5 hours long. It's so filled with information. You know what I mean? And that's why it took me so long to put it together. But we did that thing. So all praises to the Most High. Now, if y'all want to see the trailer, do I have the trailer on here? Oh, I don't think I have the trailer. Okay, yeah, I don't have the trailer. I was going to show you guys the teaser for it. Actually, you know what? I'll do you guys a solid real quick. I'm going to just show you from the Patreon. But please come over to Patreon, bro. We got a lot of good stuff over there. Uncensored content, uncensored live streams, videos that I had to remove from YouTube are on there. Let me just show y'all real quick. Please don't join until after Shabbat. I'm just showing you in case you catch this video later. But yeah. This is it right here. And so far I have, let's see. So this is like all the documentaries that we have right now on there, and the list is constantly growing. Obviously, I post all my YouTube streams on there so people can be aware of it. This is the uncensored episode that we just did. Or actually, this is episode 1. This is episode 2, 3, and we go live every Saturday, or sorry, we go live every Thursday. Every Thursday at 2 p.m. is when we go live here on Patreon, but you have to join the Patreon in order to be able to access the link. Other videos that I removed from this platform on there, and like I said, all my other YouTube videos, this is one that's only on Patreon, but we broke down the movie Leave the World Behind. You know what I'm saying? It was a 27-minute. I went through all the symbolism. I talked about the deeper meaning of what this movie is really talking about. So that was one that we did on Patreon. Then we did, let's see, this one YouTube had banned for some reason. When I was talking about the technology and the mark of the beast and all of that, they banned it. So I put it up here on Patreon. So that one's available as well. And then this is the new one I'm working on, which is this word right here. Planned, you know what, exposed. So I'm going to let y'all see the trailer, okay? Maybe it'll just kind of convince you, hey, I need to check this out, because it's 6 hours long. So it's full of information. Y'all know me, bro. When I do videos, bro, I go deep. Documentaries and all that. So I'm going to play you guys the trailer, okay? The little teaser. And it's not really much of anything, but just in case. Here we go.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
I'm BDF, nigga, baby daddy free. That mean I ain't got a nigga, baby, coming out of me. So I'm ABORTING. On my way to the clinic, I forgot the plan B. Let's go. Got murder on my mind. Let's go. I got murder on my mind. Let's go. Yeah. I got murder on my mind. Let's go. Murder. I got murder on my mind. I forgot the plan B. Ain't no nigga cuffing me.
Yeah. So that's the teaser. You know what I'm saying? And listen, y'all. What I have discovered doing this movie is so I was doing a little bit of it earlier, man. I couldn't help but cry. This stuff is heartbreaking, what is going on and what they're doing. And it's just so evil. You know what I mean? Like, I just, you know, like I just think about what our people were participating in and just what they were involved with. And, you know, we read in Jubilees where it talks about, you know, how they would serve the other deities of the other nations, go the way of the Gentiles. Well, one of those things that they did, that the other nations did, was sacrifice their children to Moloch, Baal. And Yahuwah was the main one doing it. Yahuwah said that the land was filled with blood. Mercilessly just killing. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's happened. Like, we have been so brainwashed and manipulated to look to these things, and people like that girl that's making that song twerking in front of Planned Parenthood about murder on my mind. Like, what? This world has destroyed us, man. It's really just the evil that has been pushed and allowed to just kind of slip through the cracks. Is just it's sometimes I can't even honestly wrap my mind around it, honestly. But yeah, so that movie is going to be dropping hopefully tomorrow night, y'all. So thank you to everybody that joined the Patreon. It means a lot. You know what I'm saying? I really appreciate you guys for your patience and your support. And yeah, but yeah, so just wanted to update you guys about that, because I know y'all been waiting. But 6 hours, a 6-hour documentary. I think that's the longest one I've ever done. So all praises to the Most High. Okay, let's go back. Okay, so we're back in Jubilees. This is 6:10. And they will sacrifice their children to demons and to all works of the error of their hearts. So we see even back then our people were doing this. You feel what I'm saying? And that's why it's just perfect timing. The Most High puts it on my heart to do certain things, make certain things, and you know, looking at what this says and even what we're dealing with today with this issue right here. Because let's just be honest. The real reason why we are so divided about this is because about politics and stuff like that is mainly because of that main issue. It's not so much Black people, Negroes, Democrats voting for LGBTQ. It's not, and I'm not saying we ain't got some of them, but that doesn't make up the bulk of who we are as Negroes. We know that. That's a small fringe minority of Negroes that embrace the rainbow gang. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the main thing that Black women that vote Democrat were asking for is reproductive rights. And it hit me that I don't think the daughters of Zion realize what they're fighting for, because we have been kept ignorant about what it really is that they are asking and fighting for. You know what I'm saying? It's so bloodthirsty, and all of our enemies are behind it. Okay, Amalek, the Anglo-Saxon, all of them, all the Edomites, they all behind all of this. You feel what I'm saying? And I think if our people just realize that this is sour cream supremacy, just under the guise of women's rights, that's how deceptive it is. You know what I mean? If you put a cute little label in front of it, then people will think, well, you know what? This is what we got to do. This is what we have to do. And then on top of that, the civil rights, a lot of them people were snakes. Martin Luther King, snake. Rosa Parks, snake. Ida B. Wells, snake. They were all in secret societies. All of them were. I know that's probably bothersome, because you have been told that these are people to look up to. These people been sold out to you. They've been sold out. We just didn't know because of information. But when I present the movie, I'll show you they were. Matter of fact, hold on. I'll show y'all this real quick. I want you all to really reevaluate the people they told you to look up to. I really want you to do that. If it ain't Yahuwah, if it ain't Yahusha, I need you to be very careful about these Negroes that are put in front of you and supposed to be the voice of Negroes. You need to be careful about that. I'm serious. So let me show y'all this, because I actually have receipts. I presented it in the documentary, but you know, the last time I said something about MLK, people got mad at me and said I need to show proof of my claim, and I'm just saying things with no proof. We gonna dead that today, because I'm gonna show you. All right, I have Rosa Parks' certificate. She was part of the Eastern Star. That is the female version of Freemasonry. Okay, she was connected to it. So was Ida B. Wells. She was in a Greek fraternity. You know what I mean? And this is all documented stuff you can find. And I'm not saying every Negro civil rights leader was part of that. I think Malcolm X was legit. I 100% believe Fred Hampton was legit. I 100% believe Huey P. Newton was legit. But some of them were not. And that's just the truth of the matter. So give me a second. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and show you guys this proof. All right? Give me 1 second. I had it here on my Facebook. But I'm just telling you, you need to be careful about some of these Negroes that, you know what I'm saying, you were told to look up to when you were younger, because you just didn't know any better. All right. So let me show you this first thing. Check this out. So this is a certificate of award. All right. And this was given to Rosa Parks. It says Harmony Grand Chapter Order of the Eastern Star. And it's kind of hard to see, but if you look closely, you can see her signature right here. She was definitely part of the Eastern Star, which is a Freemason organization. And then let me show you this other. This is Michael Luther, because his name actually wasn't Martin. His name was Michael. Okay, Michael Luther King. All right, and his father was also on document as a Freemason. He was actually Prince Hall, and Martin Luther King was connected to the Black Boule. Somebody mentioned the Black Boule. Shout out to you. So you can see, look at these men he's surrounded by. You see that Freemason apron? That's your Gmail logo that you see on your phone. Yeah, it's a Freemason symbol. He's surrounded by them. Okay? So, I mean, I'm just saying, it's not hard to see. It's just if we look and believe these things, that we can know. This is Ida B. Wells right here. And this is the Greek fraternity that she was connected to. Okay, sororities, fraternities, all of those are just the stepping stone to Freemasonry. So if someone was in a Greek sorority or a fraternity, chances are they probably ended up moving up and becoming higher than that. Now, there are some people who remain at the lower level, but people like Steve Harvey, he also Black Boule, bro. He's also Black Boule. Let me show y'all this. I just want y'all to notice, bro, because it's snakes out here, and they look just like you, and they want you to just focus on, okay, well, it's a Negro, you know, they for us, but trust and believe. Every single Black Boule, Prince Hall Freemason member, they are your modern day house Negroes, okay? They are all house Negroes. They are, you know, the one that they used to hug up on Massa. Okay, they are Samuel Jackson's character in Django. That's exactly who they are. They are Uncle Ruckus number 2. All right. So let me show y'all this next thing, man. This is give me a second to pull it up here. So I'm going to show you. Even Steve Harvey himself is also a Mason. He was connected to these Greek fraternities, and he did this show, and he was throwing up the symbols, the Greek symbols, and all of that. And this is honestly, if I'm being real with you, it's truth of the scriptures. It's truth of the scriptures, because remember, we read Maccabees, family, and remember how our people made a covenant with the heathens, the Macedonians, and then they started embracing Greek culture. And then remember, I told you our people were speaking Greek, and so the Septuagint was written by Israelites to help our people come back to covenant with the Most High, translated from the original tongue of Abari. The fact that our people have such a proclivity to attach to like Greek and pagan nations, such as Kemet, Christianity, Rome, fraternities, Greek fraternities, Greece, Macedonia, Native Americans, the Hamite culture, African ancestral worship, Hamite culture. Not that I'm not coming for Africa. I mean, you have Israelites in Africa. We know this. I'm talking about the Hamites around our people that were into that stuff, worshiping their ancestors and all this stuff. It's like we attach to every single oppressor throughout the scripture. And now you want to talk about even Babylon. You want to talk about Babylon? You got America. Even so much, our people over here embracing a fake Babylonian tongue, which is the root of what came from Aramaic, which is that heathen Hebrew stuff. Do y'all see, bro? It's like, it's such witchcraft, that have been put on us. So let me show y'all this real quick, fam. So I'm going to go to Steve Harvey. Hopefully he didn't take the video down. Let me show you this. He was throwing up the symbol and everything. I was like, man, homie, you a raccoon, bro. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, bro, I saw this meme of like a cheeseburger and it had onions. Like, bro, it was a cheeseburger and it had like, onions in it. And it had like a, like the meat patty, and it was supposed to look like him, All right. It's hilarious, man. Oh, that's funny. Okay. Let me see. Greek fraternity. I met Steve Harvey a long time ago when that was back before I got into the acting industry. I was like an aspiring child actor. And I ran into him at some event. I don't remember what event it was, but he was there. And my mom was like, yeah, sure, go see if Steve Harvey will take a picture with you. And I was all like, I didn't really want to. I didn't want to bother the dude, but I was like, okay, whatever. So I ended up asking him to take a picture with me, and he did. And, he's a nice guy and all that, and he said he was going to have his publicist send us the image because this was back before camera phones and all that. I think I was only about 10 years old at the time. And he told me, he was like, give me your address and I'll have my publicist send the image to you. I was like, okay. He never sent that thing. Never sent it. I was just like, man, that's cap. Straight up lie. How you don't lie to a his mother, though? That's wild. So look at this. This look gay. I don't know. This just looks sus to me. It just looks super gay. Super gay. Okay, so let me show y'all this, man. This is him doing his little sorority Black Boule two-step. Here we go. It says Steve Harvey and his Omega Sci-Fi fraternity brothers. And he got on a purple suit. Negro, who you think you is? The Black Willy Wonka? Like, what's going on over here, man? You know, I'm like, you know, I'm just like, what is going on, man? You done put too much dip on your chip, boy. You done got too much dip on your chip. Okay, you come over here with a purple suit on. You doing a Babylonian buck dancing two-step. You over here shucking and jiving. Like, what's really going on? Woo! This is wild, y'all. This is wild. Oh, man. Oh, boy. But, yeah, he was doing this with his little fraternity brothers and all of that. Omega Psi. Now, let me show you the organization here, just in case. Not the Black Willy Wonka, all right? Like, I'm just like, what's going on? Where the top hat at? You know what I'm saying? Okay, so let me show y'all. So let me show y'all this organization he's actually attached to. And if you look at the image of it, dude, it's a whole deity. The image of it, the character, whatever you want to call it, is like a whole deity. So this is it right here. Let me show you. This thing. It's like a hooded, like a knight, something like that, and it has the two swords through it. And this is also connected to the camps, because if you look at the camps, notice the purple and the gold. Just like when you think about IUICCs, these Negroes throwing up these Greek symbols. Why do you think they come for Negro so much? You feel what I'm saying? Making these, you know, these basically you're honoring these deities. Okay, but look. If you look over here, let me go over here a little bit so y'all can see it a little bit better. Look at this. Now, this is not IUIC, but family. Doesn't it look like IUIC? I'm just asking a question here. I mean, I can't be wrong, right? Doesn't that look like IUIC? It's the same thing, y'all. Same roots, okay? The purple and the gold. You know, I'm from LA, man. Y'all know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Purple and gold is the Lakers, right? I'm not saying, you know, the whole Laker thing is Freemason or nothing, but I'm just saying that those colors are significant when it comes to these. Why is this thing popping up? Okay, look at that. This looks just like IUIC, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, let me show you something else. About to blow your mind. So, I showed you his sorority or his fraternity that he was attached to, right? Which is this one. It's like a character and it has like the two swords through it, right? So we know that this is a Freemason type of organization or a fraternity that's connected to Freemasonry. So you see the shield with the two swords through it, right? Okay. Notice the olive branch, okay? If you've seen the Esau and the Horrites documentary, remember how I showed you the wild man and he had the leaf olive branch around his head? That's this right here, okay? Now, it gets crazier. Let me show you the logo of ISUPK. Just remember the two swords and the shield. Look, the Pagan Star of Remphan and the two swords, bro. Come on, y'all. Come on, man. Come on, man. Y'all know what it is, man. I mean, it's you know, we always have a saying when it comes to them high ups, you know, that their symbolism will be their downfall. And it's true. When you start to kind of familiarize yourself with symbolism, you're able to kind of see through a lot of stuff. 100%. But yeah, they definitely connected to some secret societies for real. So you got to just be careful. Imunah says those Eastern Star phenols are just weird as heck. Remember Aretha's feet crossing her Cassia? What? I didn't hear about that. Hold on. You just put me onto something, sis. Hold on. Let me look it up. Aretha? What? Aretha Franklin? Hold on. Aretha Franklin. Had her legs crossed in a casket. That's just weird. Let's see here. I'm trying to see if I can find the one you're talking about. That is very strange, to be honest, though, to have like her legs crossed. That's strange. Oh yeah, this is strange. Okay, let me pull it up. Fair use, YouTube. Fair use. Let me show y'all this.
of Soul's body arrived at the church where she sang as a child. Aretha also got her third wardrobe change, a custom made.
Bro, this is strange. Like, I'm sorry to say, I've been to a lot of funerals in my life, but I have never seen anything like this. This is very strange. Wow, not the red. Right. I'm just like, you know, it kind of is giving. There's no place like home. There's no place like home. There's no place like it gives, you know, Oz vibes to me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it is with that, but then when I think about the red, right, the first thing that comes to mind, possibly a blood sacrifice. There's that. There's always that symbolism aspect of it. And that's kind of how I'm starting to see it, is that's probably what it was. Wow. Crazy. Yeah, sis. I didn't know that, Imona. So thanks for putting me on game. I had no idea. That's wild, man. Yeah. So what did y'all make for Shabath, by the way? I'm just curious. I made some bolognese. I had got some ground beef the other day, and I had got this, went to Costco, and I bought this this like meat sauce, and I like it because it has no carbs, no sugars, just cooked up, seasoned up the ground beef real well, cooked it thoroughly, took the bolognese, you know, ordered the sauce, put it in, boiled it up real nicely. You know what I'm saying? Had a little bit of cheese, sour cream. I had bought some avocado, or had some avocados and cut them up, you know, or try to cut them up, but they probably gonna have to sit out for a few days. I tried to cut them, but they were just too hard. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, it was pretty good. Kim Terry says Robin made chili. That sounds good. That sounds so good. Amiya Yakiyada says her third wardrobe through so many times. Did they change her for a funeral? Wait. So they changed? Huh? Hold on. So she had several wardrobe changes for a funeral? Bro, that's wild. Are you serious? That's crazy. Kiara says Delta, maybe, possibly. Because like I said, usually people who are in those fraternities, they prove themselves to be faithful. They end up ascending into those Freemasonic areas. Let's go back to Jubilees, actually. We're hanging out, but I wanted to finish up Jubilees. And we're going to talk about the second Exodus thing, too. So can somebody type in the comments second Exodus? I'm going to pin it or I'm going to highlight it. And that way I can remember to get back to it. Somebody just type second Exodus for me. One of my mods or one of the people in the chat. Appreciate you. Abiyahu says, I made Salisbury steak with mushroom gravy, mashed potatoes, zucchini, and dinner rolls. That good old Yahudi cooking. Yahudi Blue said barbecue chicken, stewed beans, and rice. Kira's like, Abiyahu, I need a plate. Frax, I want a plate to go. All right, thank y'all. Okay. Yummy put second Exodus. Okay, we're gonna get to that in a second because I do want to talk about that. Bati Abayaya Sharal says, yes, she did. The last change was a golden outfit. Wow. So she has several wardrobe changes for these funerals. So then I'm assuming she had more than one. And they said something about this going to be the last time to be able to get a public viewing. So then she must have had more than one, and which makes sense because usually the family will have a personal, private funeral. It's just family and friends, immediate family and friends, and then you usually have one if they're a celebrity for public. So that's probably what we're discussing here. I mean, unless I'm wrong about that, but that just sounds like the most plausible. Amiyayaki says I made homemade tacos and made my own guacamole. Ooh, yada yada. Ooh, hey sis, you gotta hit me up with the recipe. I love guac, bro. You know what I'm saying? Healthy fats, bro. I'm all for it. You know what I'm saying? So if you know a recipe, give me a holler because I'd love to know. You got my email. Queen Raya Yasharal says I made Italian chicken, candy yams. Hold on, wait. I gotta read it like how we read it. I made some Italian chicken, candy yams, collard greens, cornbread, and some fried chickens. Oh, and I'm loving it because it's like everything that y'all's talking about. I'm like, okay, yeah, sounds good. Because I know y'all ain't gonna mention no dang hog. Y'all ain't about to mention no unclean meats. You know, so all praises to the Most High. These all sound so good. Not gonna even lie. You know, stirring up that soul. Stir up the gift. Okay, let's keep reading. Okay, verse 11. And I will send witnesses unto them that I may witness against them, but they will not hear, and will slay the witnesses also. And they will persecute those who seek the law. Okay, and they will abrogate and change everything so as to work evil before my eyes. 12. And I will hide my face from them, and I will deliver them into the hand of the Gentiles for captivity and for a prey and for devouring. And I will remove them from the midst of the land, and I will scatter them amongst the Gentiles. And they will forget all my law and all my commandments and all my judgments, and go astray as to new months and Shabbats and festivals and jubilees and ordinances. And after this, they will turn to me from amongst the Gentiles. Okay, this is where we are right now. Okay, after the curses, after the scattering, they will turn to me from amongst the Gentiles with all their heart and with all their soul and with all their strength. Then what will he do? I will gather you from amongst the Gentiles, and they will seek me so that I shall be found of them. And when they seek me with all their heart and with all their soul, and he will do what? And I will disclose to them abounding Shalum with righteousness. And I will remove them from the plan. I will remove them the plan of uprightness, and with all my heart and with all my soul. And they shall be for a barakah or a blessing, and not for a curse. And they shall be the head and not the tail. And I will build my sanctuary in their midst, and I will dwell with them. And I will be their Alua, and they shall be my people. In Amah, truth, and Zakah, righteousness. And I will not forsake them, nor fail them. For I am Yahuwah, their Alua. And Moses fell on his face and prayed and said, O Alua, do not forsake your people and your inheritance, so that they should wander in the air of their hearts, and do not deliver them into the hands of their enemies, the Gentiles, lest they should rule over them and cause them to sin against you. Let your mercy, O Yahuwah, be lifted up on your people. Create in them an upright spirit, and let not the spirit of Balaam rule over them, to accuse them before you, and to ensnare them from all the paths of righteousness, so that they may perish from before your face. But they are your people and your inheritance, which you have delivered with your great power from the hands of the Egyptians, creating them a clean heart and a Kadash spirit, and let them not be ensnared in their sins from henceforth until eternity. And Yahuwah said unto Mashah, I know their contrariness and their thoughts and their stiff-neckedness, and they will not be obedient until they confess their own sin and the sin of their fathers. Well, it seems clear to me that this is where we are right now. It wouldn't be just that we are confessing our sins, but the sins of our fathers. That's really truly where accountability comes into play, because we realize our forefathers' disobedience brought us into these circumstances that we're in right now, that we've been dealing with. But now we know what not to do, right? Now we know what not to do. We have their experiences to make sure that we are walking the straight and narrow, which is why I have such a hard time understanding how people could say things like we don't got to keep the law. He will forgive us. He will forgive us if we are right with him. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But it's not just I repent, but it's actually walking as one who is repentant. That's ultimately what it's all about. Kim Terry says, always pray that about me for our father's sins. Right. I think that, like I don't do that anymore, right? Because now I'm responsible for my walk with Yahuwah because now I know the truth. But the first thing I did when I read Deuteronomy 28 and realized the book was about us, I cried to the Most High and I apologized and repented for what our forefathers have done. You know what I'm saying? See, the thing is, for me, coming into this understanding was very emotional and very overwhelming. It wasn't, I can't really say it was what I would call a proud moment. And the reason why I say that is because I would never want to say I was prideful about it. It was sobering and it was honorable at the same time, but it was more sobering than it was honorable. And what I'm saying when I say that, I'm not at all, throwing shade on who we are or anything like that. But more so what our forefathers have done to cause us to be where we are is what I'm talking about. Then the honor came because I realized we're not nothing. We're not just slaves. We're not just Black people. We're not just so-called African Americans. We're not just Africans. We are his children, the Alua, the true Alua, the one who created all things. The one who came to one people and made a covenant and established that covenant through the seed that will be passed down through Jacob. That was the honor, realizing that we are those people. And there is a plan of redemption for those people, though they did wrong. That was where the honor came in. But in order for the honor to fully resonate with me, I knew that I had personal things that I had to get right with the Most High. And that first thing was repentance and coming back in the covenant and keeping the laws, keeping the feast days, keeping the Torah. I realized that's really the only way to come back into covenant with him. You don't accept the covenant with him if you don't adhere to the terms of the covenant. And that's belief and works of the law. That is the terms of the covenant. In order to get the inheritance of Abraham, the blessings of Abraham, you have to adhere to the covenant. Every covenant has terms and conditions. So there's really no way to half-step this. Either you're in it or you're not. The problem is some people just don't want to do the work. Yummy asked the question. Let me see what she said. Scroll up. Sorry, sis, I didn't see it. Pork chops. Yummy's like, who made ham? Yeah, we pork watching over here. No poke on my folk. That's for sure. Amiya Yakiyada says, I was more ashamed and hurt that we did the Most High like that, but also happy that he took us back. Right. I think that's a very accurate way to describe the feeling. It was shame, right? Because then you realize, once you come into the understanding and you read the scriptures, they just hit differently. I think about the stiff-neckedness that Yahuwah describes so much. I think about the hard-headedness. I think about the rebelliousness that Yahuwah mentions so many times in the scriptures. And I'm just like, yeah, that's definitely us. But let's keep reading about this chapter 1. We're going to get to chapter 1. We're going to get to the Exodus thing. So let's keep going. And after this, they will turn to me in all uprightness and with all their heart and with all their soul, and I will circumcise the foreskin of their heart, okay, and the foreskin of the heart of their seed. And I will create in them a Holy Spirit, a Kadash spirit, or a Ruach HaKadosh, and I will cleanse them so that they shall not turn away from me and from that day unto eternity. Okay? So again, when it comes to the circumcision thing, it's not so much the outward flesh, of the circumcision, but the circumcision of the heart. When it says circumcise your heart, it means to make your heart flesh, not to be hardened in the heart, rebellious, stiff-necked, but to be softened in the heart. And when you have a heart of flesh and your heart is not turned cold and hard, you're more receptive to walk in the ways of the Most High out of love for him. So that's what it means when it says circumcision of the heart, not so much the foreskin. The foreskin was originally done as a sign of the covenant. Only Yahshua did the ritual of the foreskin and the circumcision. After the 8 days that the male child was born, they would do a circumcision. It was a sign of the covenant. But now it's more so the foreskin of your heart than it is your flesh. 23. And their souls will cleave to me and to all my commandments, and they shall fulfill my commandments, and I will be their father, and they shall be my children. Hallelujah. 24. And they shall all be called children of the living Aluah, and every malach or angel, and every ruach shall know. Yea, they shall know that these are my children, and that I am their father in uprightness and righteousness, and that I love them. I got to read that again. Sometimes you got to just hear it from the word of the Most High. You got to just hear it from the Most High himself, you know what I'm saying, to give you strength. I'm going to read that to y'all again, okay? And they shall be called children of the living Aluah, and every angel and every spirit shall know. Yea, they shall know that these are my children, and that I am their father in uprightness and righteousness, and that I love them. And do you write down for yourself all these words which I declare unto you on this mountain, the first and the last, the Aleph and the Thou, which shall come to pass in all the divisions of the days in the law, and in the testimony, and in the weeks of the jubilees, and to the eternity, until I descend and dwell with them throughout eternity. Wait a minute, hold on a second here. I thought Yahuwah is not Yahusha, but he said he will descend and dwell with us for eternity. 26, and he said unto the angel of presence, write for Moses, from the beginning of creation till my sanctuary has been built among them for all eternity. And Yahuwah will appear to the eyes of all, and all shall know that I am the Aluah of Yasharal, and the Father, listen to this, the Father of all the children of Jacob, and King on Mount Zion for all eternity, Kalalam, and Zion and Yerushalayim shall be called Kadash. And the angel of the presence who went before the camp of Yasharah took the tables of the division of the years from the time of creation, of the law, of the testimony of the weeks of the jubilees, according to the individual years, according to all the number of jubilees, according to the individual years, from the day of the creation, when the heavens and earth shall be renewed. Okay, so this is talking about the renewed heaven, the renewed earth. We read about that in Revelations. So this is talking about that. From the day of the new or renewed creation, when the heavens and the earth shall be renewed, and all their creation according to the powers of the heaven, and according to all the creation, or bara, of the ha'arats, so bara, shal, ha'amath, creation of the earth, until the kahal, or sanctuary of Yahuwah, shall be made in Yerushalayim on Mount Zion. And all the luminaries be renewed for healing, and for shalom, and for barakah, blessing, and for all the elect of Yasharal, and that this may it be from that day and unto all the days of the earth. Hallelujah. He has such a great plan, man. Like, I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I can't walk in doubt. I can't walk in lack of amunah. I can't doubt what the scripture says. I mean, he said he's going to restore us. Like, either you believe him or you don't, bro. But my issue, and we're going to talk about this in a second. I just want to give you guys one more scripture from Jubilees. And by the way, to everybody that was asking me about the Septuagint, a few people, shout out to everybody in the chat that got this. I believe Tiffany has it. I believe Yahudi Blue has the book. I know Abi Yahoo has it. I know Queen Raya has it. I know Yummy has it. We've all been using this Septuagint. Let me show y'all, and I'll put the link in the chat in case you want to get it. But again, please wait until after Shabath, okay? Please do. Please wait until after Shabath. But this book I've been using is very, very good. So if you want to get the Septuagint, which is what we usually use for our studies, I'm going to show you which one we've all been getting. Also Kim, shout out to Kim Terry, him and his wife, they also got it as well. So there's a few people here in the chat that have it. So if you want to get the Septuagint, I'm going to show you which one we all have. So it's going to be this one. Let me pull it up on screen, show you guys. All right. So if you guys can, I would implore everyone to get this one. That way, when we do these studies, we can all study together. We all got the same book. But this is it right here. It's called The Researcher's Library of Ancient Texts, Volume 3. And this is the Septuagint. Now, I have the Septuagint one, and I have the Apocryphal one. But I got to order. There's 3 books total. So you have 3 volumes. You have Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3. This is the Old Testament in the ancient, the way it was originally written by our forefathers who helped translate the Septuagint from Abari to Greek to reach our people in covenant with the Most High. So if you want to get a Septuagint, this one is good. The text is pretty big. I like it. You know what I'm saying? So all praises to the Most High. So I'm going to drop the link. It's $24 for this one. Okay. Right here on Amazon. Let me drop the link. But again, wait till Shabbat. All right. Please, family. I'm begging you. Please wait till after Shabbat to get this if you do decide to get it. Okay. Just really appreciate it. Okay. So this is the link right here. Holy crap. I posted the link like 3 times. Bro, what is going on? Okay, hold on. Let me delete these. I'm like, what the heck is going on? What the hey is going on? Queen Raya says, I love it. All praises to the Most High. I'm glad to see that, sis. I'm glad we all are trying our best just to get the true word of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, see, these things wouldn't have to be necessary if they hadn't lied so much. If the Gentiles hadn't added so much leaven to our book, you know what I'm saying, then we wouldn't be having these problems. But now we're just searching out the truth and trying to get the most accurate version of the scriptures. Okay, let me share this link here. Copy link. Okay, all praises. Okay, here we go. All right. That's the link to get this book. Bati Abaya Yashawal says could be larger for us old folk. I mean, you know what? If I'm being honest with you, sis, I feel like this is better than the other Septuagint that I have, which is the original Septuagint. The other one, so I have 2 Septuagints. I have this one, the one that I just showed you guys on Amazon, and then I have this other one, which is this one. But the only thing I don't like about this is this one is very, very small. Like the text on this Septuagint is so small, bro. This one right here, this is the one I have. So I have this one, and then I have the other one I just showed you guys, and then I also have the 2nd edition. But I still need to get the 3rd one, so I'll probably get that after Shabbat. But this is the one I have. And this one, bro, the text is so small because what they do is they put the Greek and they put the English together. Let me show y'all. So this is an image of it. I mean, I was struggling so bad, bro. And it's a good thing I know the orders of the book, so I'm kind of able to tell where I'm at. But, bro, this is so small. Like, this is the Greek, and then this is the English. Or this is the Greek, and this is the English. Look how small the English is compared to the Greek. The Greek is all spaced out properly and all of that. And then the English is just all jumbled together. I'm just not a fan of this one. I mean, I like it. Don't get me wrong. I still use it, but I prefer to be bigger in text. I have pretty good eyes. I can see pretty well, so I never had an issue with it being small like that. But I can understand for some of our people that, you know, require it to be a little bit bigger, especially some of the elderly. I can understand why they would want something with bigger text. Michelle says, I just bought the Sefer, but I just learned after purchasing it, there are several discrepancies. Yes. Let me show y'all that first. Well, I don't know if I can pull it up on here. Hold on a second. Let me see. There's a book in the Sefer they added that was never there. in Acts. I think it's Acts. Let me see. I don't know if I can be able to get the Sefer online right now, but I'm gonna try. But they added a book to the book of Acts, and I'm like, I went back and looked at my other trend. I'm like, bro, this is not even in here. They literally added this. Now, somebody said that the Sefer is a white supremacist book, but that's not true because the guy who made the book literally came out and said we're the tribe of 𝐤𝐿. So I don't see a white supremacist admitting something like that. But let me see if I can find it, bro. Hold on. I might not be able to, but right here. Okay. The book. Okay. Everybody right now, do me a favor. Grab your Bible or your phone or whatever you use for your scriptures. I want you to go to the to the renewed covenant, or what the Gentile call the New Testament, and tell me what is the very last book of Acts. Tell me what number Acts ends on. Everybody, real quick, just go to your Bible and tell me what book of Acts. What's the last book of Acts? What number is it? Because I'm about to show y'all something. This is kind of strange. Not gonna even lie. Tiffany says Acts 29. Okay. Anybody else? I know some of y'all probably grabbing y'all Bibles right about now. All praises to the Most High. Ann says 29. Okay. Gotcha. 28 on the Bible app. Ariel says 28. Yahudi Blue says Acts 28. Okay. To everybody that said 29. To everybody that said 29, only the people who said 29. Everybody that said 28, we gonna just take you for what you said. But to everybody who said 29, are you using a Sefer? Give me a 100 emoji if you are using a Sefer. If you said 29, if you said 28, don't worry about it. I just want to see everybody that said 29. If you said 28 or 29, are you using the Sefer? Give me a 100 emoji if you are, because I'm about to show you something. Lyric says 29. Yeah, I have the Sefer. Okay, I figured. 28 Hallelujah Scriptures. Okay, all praises to the Most High. Everybody said 28. My app says 26. 26. Okay, that's weird. Should be at least 28. Okay. So everybody that said 29 is using a Sefer. There it is. There is no 29. All right. There is no 29, family. All right. It talks about Paul's travels to Spain. That is not in the scriptures. All right. You go look at the Sefer, you will see 29. But if you use the scriptures, or if you use the good old KJV, I'm not a fan of that, but whatever. Even the Hallelujah Scriptures. Let me see. I got the Hallelujah Scriptures right here, gang. This doesn't even have an Acts 29. Listen. This man done added leaven to the scriptures and added a whole book that was never in the original text. And the problem is, so from my studies, right, I can look at the scriptures, right, and I can tell you, okay, like this is biblical, right? But the problem with the New Testament or the renewed covenant is we cannot go back to the original manuscripts and look at it in the Abari and be able to kind of, transact certain things. But yeah, there is no Acts 29. I'm going through the Hallelujah Scriptures right now. There is no Acts 29. He added that in. Yummy says, what book are we looking in? Acts, the book of Acts. And so far, everybody has shown me that when they look in the Sefer, there's another book added in there, which is Acts 29. Now, everyone who hasn't used the Sefer, they're saying it goes up only to Acts 28. So let me show y'all this real quick. This is his explanation. This is his website here. All right. And he actually said something about this. Chapter 29, the last chapter of the book of Acts. Recently, a friend of the Sefer wrote and asked a few especially important questions. My brothers and I have been engaged in a weekly Bible study. My brother gave me a beautiful copy of your Sefer. We finished reading the book of Acts last week, and the Sefer version includes chapter 29, which is missing from the other versions of the Bible that I have. I've been stewing on this for the last week, and I'm wondering if you can answer a few questions to clarify. I assume this was originally written in Greek like the rest of the book. Are there any manuscripts to validate the authenticity? If so, can you provide some references? Can you explain why other translations do not include this book? Now, here's my problem with this book, okay? This extra book he added in. It talks about druids in the book of Acts 29. Do you guys know what druids are? Give me a 1 if you do. Give me a 2 if you do not know what a druid is, because I'm going to show you to tell you why what he's doing is he's pushing something totally different than what the scriptures would talk about. So give me a 1 if you know what a druid is. Give me a 2 if you don't know what a druid is. Kathy knows. Batia Bayayar for all knows. Kathy knows. Kim Salaki. Kim knows. Amiya Yakiada doesn't. Josiah doesn't. Okay, most of you guys do know. Okay. So to those who don't know, let me show you what a druid is. There's no reason anything about druids should be in the Bible, because that is something totally pagan, something totally heathen, and has nothing to do with Yahusha. That's what the Gentiles did. All right, these people would like, let me see. This is Druidism right here. Let me show you. Look. These are the people that be wearing them hoods and be out in the middle of the dang forest doing these weird satanic pagan rituals. This is what Druidism is. A bunch of men in cloaks and hoods, gathering in a ritual circle, lighting fires, doing animal sacrifices, child sacrifices. When you think about like Bohemian Grove, that's Druidism stuff. That's what the wild men did. You feel what I'm saying? Like, this is Burning Man. Y'all know about Burning Man, the Burning Man concert, where they have like a large image of a man and they set it on fire. And there's been like, they do it in the middle of the desert. That's what this Druid stuff is. Why is this in the book of Acts chapter 29? What is he pushing? He's pushing witchcraft, y'all. I'm sorry, he is. And I know, listen, family, I understand. We're all searching for the truth. We're all trying to get closer to Yahuwah, Yahusha, and all of that. I understand. And in the pursuit of truth, you might have just got the Sefer because it has the true names. I understand that, family. I do. You know what I'm saying? I was so happy when I got my hands on it because it had all the books and the true names of Yahuwah, Yahusha. But when you're adding leaven to his word, I got a problem with it, bro. I got a problem with it. Now, let me go back to this answer he gave about the whole situation. Can you explain why other translations do not include this book? Chapter 29:13 describes an encounter between Paul and certain druids. I don't know much about druids, but from what I read, they seem to be a priestly class of pagan worshipers. The text says that they descended from the Yahudim. Wait, what? Bro, you're not going to throw dirt on my ancestors. I'm sorry. Listen, I know our people ain't been righteous and all of that. Yahuwah said so. But don't be over here saying that they were a bunch of warlocks and witches. Don't sit there and tell me that that's what they were. Like, what, homie? That's crazy. Warlocks and witches? Like doing a whole pagan Saturnalia festivals and stuff like that? Oh, no. Oh, no. Lyric says, yeah, Def said that. Yeah, sis, that's what I'm saying. This man is putting leaven in the scriptures, y'all. And that's why I just, when it comes to these Gentiles, dude, I can't, bro. Like, just leave the text alone. It's like, it's already bad enough. I'm showing you guys that how much these Masoretic heathens did to the scriptures, and all the leaven they done added to it. We already know the Roman Catholic Church done added leaven about Messiah, about Paul, and all of that. And then I turn around and we get a book with the true names with all the books in it. Then they turn around and add more leaven to it. Why can't these heathens just leave the scriptures alone, bro? They always got to do something to it. They always have to. Talking about that our people were pagans. Like, I'm not saying our people didn't become Hellenized and stuff like that, but Druids? Druidism? There's no witness to that in the scriptures at all. There's nothing to back up what this man is saying about that and what he added. Talking about Paul went to Spain. There's nowhere in those travels where he mentions anything about no Spain. Yeah, our people went to Spain for a short period of time during the 70 AD, during the besiege of the temple. They fled into Spain. And then they were expelled in 1492, and then they fled into the west coast of Africa. But prior to that, there were no Negroes in Spain. I mean, at least not the Yasharalin, not the Israelites. I also bought a book from 𝐤្��𤅌. Okay, let me talk about him. So I showed y'all the Acts 26 thing. 𝐤្������ is also a deceiver. This dude literally was doing something at the LGBTQ parade. So I'm saying these Gentiles, be careful about him. So he actually has a smoke shop, and it has all this like weird deity symbolism in there and stuff like that. Let me see if I can find it. Yep, 𝐤្������. Let me show y'all this. I'm saying I'm gonna be careful. I gotta be careful for real. Let's see. Something lady, something. I can't remember what it was called. And they all, and then by the way, this smoke shop he has is open every Shabath. So you buying and selling on Shabath? Let me see if I can find this video for you guys. All right, let me show you. I got the proof. Let me pull it up. All right, and I want you to see the symbols he's using. This white man. Okay, I'm gonna show you who he is in a second. Actually, let me do that first. 𝐤្������. Let me just show you what he looks like, because you've probably seen him. You probably heard of him before. Let me show you who he is. This guy. This guy right here. He's here on YouTube. He be talking about the true name is Yahuwah, Yahusha. You can see 𝐤𝑒𝑖𝑗 right here. He's very well known here on YouTube in the truth community. I mean, more so among Gentiles. Our people don't really know this man like that, but this is him right here. All right. Now I'm going to show you guys a video of his smoke shop. And I want you to look at he got the eye of Horus. Like, what are you doing? This is him right here. Let me make this bigger. All right, here we go. Check this out. All right, there we go. Check this out. Josiah said, what, I watch him? You gotta be careful about these Gentiles, man. I'm telling you. If our people, ain't prone from going in the ways of the wicked, you need to definitely be careful about these other nations. So here we go. You don't get the truth today. So this is his lounge. You see the one-eye symbolism right here. Why is this on your smoke shop, sir? Why? And it's called the Electric Lady. I don't know. It looks like some place you would go to get your fortune told or something like that. The Electric Lady is what this is called. I don't think there's any sound, so. Electric Lady Lard. You know what? I'm actually rejoicing some of y'all ain't heard of this man. I mean, he ain't one of us, so I ain't expecting y'all to watch him. I just know about him because I've heard about him from other Gentiles. So this is him, or his little shop. What the heck? Bro, what the hell? You got the peace sign. This is a pagan symbol, by the way. Hold on, let me fast. Okay, hold on. There's no sound. Now there's sound. Let me bring it back up because there was no sound. Dude, a woke hippie. That's what I'm saying. Sounds like a sex shop? Exactly, sis. Ain't no way you believe in our Mashiach. Ain't no way, bro. And you over here declaring his name. That's what I'm saying. This is my issue with Gentiles, man. They do a terrible job of talking about Yahuwah, Yahusha, but then you got this stuff going on. And even our own people, those in the camps and all this other stuff, same thing.
Still hurt. Hey, what? Trying to sneak by. You can't sneak by. You're right. Right. Oh, gotcha. Anyway, it goes well with the white beard.
What the heck? Bro got a DILDO. A DILDO. Come on, y'all. You can't tell me this dude ain't some dang pillow biting ankle grabber. Come on, bro. Why you got this? Oh my gosh, bro. Oh, Father, help me. Oh, wow. I'm speechless. I don't know what to say. These are all just abominations in this shop, man. Wow. Buddhist prayer bells right here. Look at that. Buddhist prayer bells. Wow, bro. He got like images of like other deities, Vishnu, and these Eastern mysticism deities. Jimi Hendrix right here. Another mask. Look at this. What is this? So far, like, okay. Let's just say you didn't know nothing about this guy, right? And you just happen to check out his store and he say he believes in Yahusha. There is nothing in that store that tells me you are a follower of the way. You are not a follower of Yahusha with all this garbage and abominations in this dang smoke shop, which, by the way, you open on Shabath and you allow people to buy and sell these demonic abominations on Shabath. He's into everything, looks like. Yeah. Kiera's like, he a dang trisexual. Yeah, he probably is. I wouldn't put it past him. Yeah, it's just a bunch of hippies in here. They still living in 1960. Look at that, the Pagan Star Rim fan. Okay? So it ain't bad enough that you got Buddhist prayer beads in there. It ain't bad enough that you got, you know, DILDOs up in there and all type of stuff. But then you got the Pagan Star Rim fan with demonic masks and all this other goofy stuff. I mean, bro, come on. This is wild.
Yeah, problem. Now wait a minute. That's a double standard. Now if I were Electric Ladyland.
Yes, I was in there over the weekend and I bought me one of those detox kits. You think that I'm okay, and or should I say?
Well, in that.
Look at this. A dang werewolf. Look at the, come on, dude. He got the bell symbolism with the horns. Come on, y'all. Okay, all right. Y'all have seen enough. Y'all get it, bro. Y'all get it. And this, you know what I'm saying, Kathy, I know Sith, you know what I'm saying, when I first, you know what I'm saying, woke up to certain things, you know what I'm saying, he was somebody I watched. But I saw people throwing dirt on his name, and I didn't really understand why. You know what I'm saying? And when I saw this, it just made it all clear to me. This dude is operating under something that's not of Yahuwah. Okay? You can't be comfortable around all that wickedness and, you know, be making money from it on top of that. And going to serve the Most High. I mean, any wicked atheist would have the time of their life in there. Okay? Somebody that don't love the Most High, pagans, they would find a time to the pagan holidays. You celebrate Halloween? Okay, you want to get a mask of a devil with horns? Okay, head right on over to the lady lounge. No, sir. And, you know, so I just think that when it comes to these Gentiles, bro, y'all got to be careful, man. Y'all got to be careful. Talking about Paul running into a bunch of a bunch of druids. Now he showed this document, Acts 29:13. There's nothing about druids in here. So he's trying to connect it to the first covenant or the Old Testament. Nothing about druids. Nowhere in scripture you're gonna find anything about druids, bro. Now, yes, family, please hit the like button, family. I appreciate y'all so much. Truth Unedited is about to go live, or not go live, but drop a video. I think he's still doing the Christian series. So I want to talk about this second Exodus thing. How many of you guys saw Brother 𐤔�𐅌 from the End of the World Ministries videos, or his response? Because to homeboy, we woke now. He called himself Pastor Kelly. I have been warning you guys about them for a while, haven't I? Haven't I been warning you guys about people like Pastor Kelly and 𝐤𝐿𝐼 Israel? I've been telling y'all. And I just find it so interesting that 𝐤𝐿𝐼 makes a video talking about Native American Israelites, and then Pastor Kelly comes out, because they're cousins, blood cousins, right? They're not just like blood cousins in Yahusha, but they're actually blood cousins, relatives. Then he comes out talking about there is no second Exodus. And 𐤔�𐅌, oh, he wasn't feeling it. And then 𤤔�𐅌 said, you just straight up lying, bro. Talking about there is no second Exodus. See, they want to play these semantics games. They don't have to say second Exodus. Yahuwah said that he would gather his children. That's what he said he would do. There's no lie there. We just read that in Jubilees. You need more witnesses. I got scripture for you. Don't even trip. Bianca says, wow, just realized Yak is live. What did I miss, y'all? What was y'all talking about? We talk about a whole bunch, sis. We talk about a few different little things, but Shabbat Shalom to you. Welcome. I don't watch him no more, sis. It's certain things about him that just didn't sit right with me. So I'm not shocked that he's talking about these things now. So he ended up doing a teaching talking about there is no second Exodus. And he ended up taking the video down because I think that he was going to get that work from Yahshua. So I'm going to show you guys, basically, 𤤔�𝐼 said that he's a liar and he's an agent. And he made a video response to it, and then he took the video down again. I mean, you a clown, bro. What are you running from? If you're going to say something, stand on it. You just don't want to be called out. That's goofy. So let me show y'all this real quick. This is a video from him, and he deleted this, but shout out to Teyu. Minister Teyu saved it and posted it. Let me show y'all this. This is it right here. Let me play it for you guys. Teyu says, the hidden video rant. His level of ignorance on how to properly read the scriptures is amazing. Or is he running game by trying to cast defamation against us? I can't listen to a guy that says the mark of the beast is tied to the branding during slavery, or that the Antichrist or anti-Messiah in 1 John is only about the Israelite community. Is he for real? We've caught this joker lying so many times, and we are amazed that so many people, red flag alert hasn't gone up for this guy. So let me play y'all this video. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but take a listen.
I want to say peace and blessings to everyone. Hope and pray all is well with you guys. I'm sitting in my car waiting, and I may even follow up with this with a brief live, being that I have time to play with today. As you can see inside the topic, or the title of this lesson, or this video rather, the second Exodus is a lie. Right? I'm here to tell you, family, the second Exodus is an absolute lie.
Bro!
Now, I know some of you guys are going to say to yourself,
okay, see, but this is what I'm talking about. This is what it doesn't, listen, we don't have to focus so much on whether you call it the second Exodus or whether you call it the gathering. The truth of what the scriptures say and what Yahuwah has said through various prophets, even in Jubilees, he said he was going to gather us. I don't care if you call it the Exodus or the gathering. The Most High Yahuwah said he is going to gather Jacob and bring us back into the land. Okay? So I don't care if you call it the Exodus or the gathering. The truth of the matter is, we're not going to be here forever. We will be leaving. And that's what we are hoping for. That's what we are waiting for, is for the Most High to deliver his children and everybody that cleaves and believes. So I don't know what the heck he is talking about. First, you said you believed in the 400-year prophecy. Now you turning it around and talking about it's a lie. Something's wrong with this man. And that's why I keep telling y'all. And see, this is my issue with some Israelites. They refuse to talk about it. Okay? We're not wrong to correct our brethren. We're not wrong to reprove them if they're wrong and they're going against the scripture. That's what real men for Yahuwah do. Real warriors for Yahuwah do. We stand on the truth, period. So where is all this coming from, homie? Are you an agent? Are you Black Boule? Are you Prince Hall Masonry? I have to ask, because now you're going against the scriptures, bro. How you gonna teach the scriptures and go against the scriptures? 𤤔𐤋𤅌 says, stay away from him. He has been infiltrated a while ago. Okay, just like IUIC and the other camps. Highly probable. And see, my issue with him started a while ago. The first thing was that he in Hebrew he be speaking, talking about the Messiah's name is Yahweh. Sorry. The Yahweh Shai thing. Y'all know I don't rock with that. I believe the Father's name is Yahuwah, his son Yahusha. But I looked past that because we got a difference in understanding of the tongue, the lashon, halashon. So I looked past that. But what was my first red flag about him a long time ago was the whole rebirth of a nation thing. You know how people are coming out. What's her name? 𤤔𤋅𤌌, the artist. She came out and she said she experienced some occultic, wicked stuff going on. And it was like a cult. You know what I'm saying? And Benayah and him, they are connected to rebirth of a nation. They're connected to them. You feel what I'm saying? So when wrong is being done to our people by our people, if we're going to call out the heathens, we need to be calling out our own too. All right? I mean, I shared some of the testimonies. We went through it. We talked about it. But there's a whole bunch of like cheating going on, people sleeping with other people's wives. There's been physical abuse that's been going on. There's been, children being in danger. There have been PEDOs in the camp that have been convicted of touching children, and the police literally showed up to take this man to jail. Are y'all doing background checks? Are y'all worried about the safety of our children, of our people, of our women, of our men? Like, how are y'all not doing background checks on this? And the only reason that they publicly addressed what was being said is because people were seeing them for what they are. And the thing is, when I think about rebirth, I do think that they make good videos. Like the Reclaiming the Throne, we was watching it the other day. I think it's a good video filled with information, but I don't rock with what they're on. Ariel says, why does it always come to it with these groups? Says, you know what? Unfortunately, man, this is why I tell you guys all the time, y'all, be careful eating from every table. I'm not telling you need to just watch me, but you got to be careful out here. You got to be careful because it's a lot of people who really ain't in this for the Most High. They're in it for their own personal financial gain or whatever it might be. It's just not the will of the Most High. So you got to be careful, y'all. You got to be careful. And it's unfortunate. There's discord in Yasharal. There's different doctrines being thrown around. And this is the time of the end. Hasatan is not going to just let the awakening breathe and live and exist without throwing more leaven at people. That's not how he operates. So let's go back to this video. I'm going to just listen to what some of the stuff he had to say. But I'm just saying, dude, like we talking about children. We talking about women, you know what I'm saying, feeling in danger. Husbands being separated from wives so somebody else can pursue somebody else's wife. Like that's evil, y'all. If we really, even if I have to take it a step further, even our brethren that are being told to flee America, Okay, they don't know where to go. They don't have no plan. They don't know nobody telling them, oh, you need to get out of America. You're going to die. You're going to die in Babylon. Like, no, we waiting on Yahuwah. And I still see Israelites pushing that. Ron Dalton and a lot of them people connected to him is pushing you need to flee. No, you don't do anything. You take it to the Most High. If he don't tell you to leave, you stay in Babylon until he takes us out. But you let man tell you what you need to do. No, take it to the Most High first. You always take things to the Most High. You don't listen when nobody told you. You get it from the mouth of the Most High. And if he don't tell you to do it, don't do it. But let me show y'all this.
So when you hear me stating this, that, well, Pastor has lost his mind, Pastor Kelly is off the chain, Pastor Kelly is delusional, and I can prove with 100% accuracy. And I'll challenge anyone who wants to have a discussion on the so-called second Exodus into a discussion. And I can prove within the actual context that this doctrine of the second Exodus is an absolute lie. It's actually a modern interpretation of the scriptures. And actually, if you really want to get to the label or the title or the phrase second Exodus, as I posted, and I've taught this before, that phrase second Exodus was coined by an Ashkenazi historian, an Ashkenazi Jewish historian.
What does that got to do with anything? What does that have to do with anything? Because an Ashkenazi white woman, Amalekite, came out with that term. Does that take away from what Yahuwah says? No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't take away from what Yahuwah has promised his children. And we're going to look at those scriptures real quick, if you guys don't mind. I'm going to just, I have a bunch of scriptures here pulled up, and I'm going to show you, it does mention a regathering. Like I said, it doesn't really matter what term you use. We can all agree, I'm assuming, the Most High is going to deliver us. Okay, that's what we all know. That's what we are all waiting on. Okay, the scriptures are clear about that. Revelations 12. But let me just show y'all some other scriptures that I have here. Give me a second. I'm going to go to 𝐤𝐋𐅢, Brother 𝐤𝐋����'s page on Facebook, and I posted in his comment section. I was agreeing with them that, you know, what this man is saying is just a straight up lie. Straight up lie. So let me see. I got the scriptures here pulled up. And I think it's dangerous to do that because it makes people start to doubt the Father. And that's a dangerous game to be playing with him. I'm serious. Killing people's hope in Yahuwah, you know, killing people's hope in Yahusha, like we're going to just perish here. I mean, look at what the heathens are. Look how the heathens rage. You don't think Donald Trump is a sign we're leaving and judgment is coming to Babylon? Family, if there's anything I've taught you, understand Donald Trump getting in office and the increase of racism you have been seeing is proof judgment is coming to them. Yahuwah is allowing this Gentile Edomite to be in power. So when the judgment comes, it's coming with destruction, pestilence, signs and wonders like the heathens have never seen. Donald Trump will facilitate the unrelenting judgment of the wrath of the Most High. That's a fact. That is a fact. But let me pull this scripture up for you guys real quickly here. I'm just not with this, man. And you know, the gaslighting and the lying on the word, and you know, then you want to say something about somebody and do like sneak disses. Then you want to turn around and be a punk and remove it. You goofy. Let me see here. I have the scriptures pulled up. I just got to find the post. It was 𝐤𝐋𢅢, Brother 𝐤𝐋𢅢 did a few posts about it, and I ended up responding with the scriptures. Okay, let's look at these scriptures, beloved family. And let the word of Yahuwah be true and every man a liar. So let's look at this. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. We're going to look at these, and this is the Septuagint. All right, so I responded to Brother 𝐤�𐅅's post. This is his twin, Teu. So this is what he said. He takes down the video and then out of pride brings it back up. My question is it semantics to use the word gathering versus second Exodus? We all know that the phrase second Exodus is not specifically expressed in that fashion in the scriptures, but Jeremiah 16 clearly compares a different future Exodus for the original Exodus. Thus, a second Exodus. Is he a child? Is he lacking in knowledge? Or is he an agent? I'm just saying. And this Negro said, I want to be clear. What I've said about the so-called second Exodus is not anything new. I didn't take any video down because of lack of confidence, but because it's a sensitive topic. So then why even talk on it then? Why not just let the word of the truth of the Most High, you know what I'm saying, prove all things? You took it down because you're a coward. You took it down because you were being called out. You were losing subscribers. People lost respect for you. That's why you took it down. But because it's a sensitive topic and I'd rather share actual resources when presenting my argument, why didn't you do that the first time, Goofy? This is not a battle because I haven't and will not lose anything. Now you're talking about pride. There's nothing that changes my position on the matter, not even the word of the Most High. Okay. If you feel like this is simply semantics, then don't press anyone who uses the name Jesus, Jew, Jewish, or a different pronunciation of any ancient names that differs from yours. After all, it's just semantics. So basically, he was throwing shade at 𝐤𝐿𝐷 and his brother. So this is what I gave. Isaiah 11, Yashayahu 11, 12 to Septuagint. And it'll come to pass in that day that Yahuwah shall set his hand a second time. Okay, so a second time. Okay, right there. A second time. Can y'all type that in the chat with me? A second time. To recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria, from Egypt, from Pathros, from Ethiopia, from Elam, from Shinar, from Hamath, and from the islands of the sea. And he shall set up a standard for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Yasharal, and gather together the dispersed of Yahudah from the four corners of the earth. So right here it says a second time. I can stop it right there. This is not talking about the first time. It says a second time. Yes, children, a second time. It's very clear. But let's just keep going. Jeremiah 23, 3-4. And I will gather the remnant of my sheep out of all the countries. Okay? So it's not just Assyria. It's not just Babylon. It's not just Medo-Persia. It's not just Greece. It's all over. Because it literally just says right here, I will gather together the dispersed of Yahudah from the four corners of the earth. So that means his children are everywhere. Specifically, the black Jews, the Yahudim. They're everywhere. Northern Kingdom is in Africa. That's why we see Ethiopia. We see Egypt. We see Assyria. We see Elam. We see Shinar. We know Shinar is modern-day Sudan or the ancient Nubian kingdom. Our people are all over the world. It says the islands of the sea. Our people in the Caribbeans. Okay? Our people in the Virgin Islands. Our people in Honduras. Our people, the Negro Yahudi. That is all over the world. That was dropped off in different ports when the ships landed. We the same people. We just been scattered everywhere. Jeremiah 23, 3-4, and I will gather the remnant of my sheep out of the countries where I've driven them, and I will bring them again to their folds, and they shall be fruitful and increase, and I will set up shepherds over them, which shall feed them. And they shall fear no more, nor be dismayed, neither shall they be lacking, says Yahuwah. This is 𝐤𝐿𝐷, Ezekiel 36, 24-28. For I will take you from among the heathen and gather you out of all the countries, and I will bring you into your own land. Then will I sprinkle clean water upon you, and you shall be clean. From all your filthiness and from all your idols will I cleanse you. A new heart also will I give you. A new ruach will I put within you. I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh and give you a heart of flesh. And I will put my ruach within you and cause you to walk in my statutes, and you shall keep my judgments and do them, and you shall dwell in the land that I gave to your fathers, and you shall be my people, and I will be your Aluah. Okay? Ezekiel 37, 21-22, and say unto them, thus says Yahuwah, behold, I will take the children of Yasharal from among the nations, whether they be gone, and I will gather them on every side and bring them into their own land. And I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountains of Yasharal, and one king shall be king to them all. And they shall no more be two nations, or no, there should not be two kingdoms. Okay? Southern kingdom, northern kingdom, there was a division. Northern kingdom went into Assyrian captivity. Southern kingdom went into the transatlantic slave trade. Neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms anymore at all. Okay, so we will be restored as one nation, as Yahusha said he will do, as the prophets foretold, that we will be gathered back home, brought home to our true land, and we will be given dominion over the nations with Yahusha. Let's keep going. Zechariah 10, 8 through 10. I will hiss for them and gather them, for I have redeemed them. And they shall increase as they have increased, and I will sow them among the people, and they shall remember me in far countries, and they shall live with their children and turn again, and I will bring them again also out of the land of Egypt, and gather them out of Assyria, and will bring them into the land of Gilead and Lebanon, and place shall be found for them. Amos 9, 14 through 15. And I will bring again the captivity of my people of Yasharal, and they shall build the cities and inhabit them, and they shall plant vineyards and drink the wine thereof, and they shall also make gardens and eat the fruit of them, and I will plant them up on their own land, and they will have no more be pulled out of their land, which I have given them. Thus says Yahuwah 𝐤𝐔𐤅, your Eluah. The promise of restoration and security for the people of Yasharal, Micah 2, 12 through 13. I will surely assemble, O Jacob, or Jacob, all of you. I will surely gather the remnant of Yasharal. I will put them together as the sheep of Basra, as the flock in the midst of their fold. They shall make great noise by reason of the multitude of men. The breakers come up before them. They have broken up and have passed through the gate and are gone out of it. And their king shall pass before them, and Yahuwah on the head of them. Family, it's very clear. Okay? Yahuwah has said that he will gather us. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Okay? Kiera says, where does it say second Exodus, family? Respectfully, I'm going to try to find the rest of the clip. So I'm gonna go back to the video. But basically, let me say this. What he's saying, in a sense, is true. There is no word about a second Exodus, so to speak. There is nothing in the scriptures about a second Exodus. That's not in the scriptures. But whether you want to call it the second Exodus, or whether you want to call it the regathering and restoration of Yasharal, it's in the scriptures. There is scriptures that foretell of us being gathered from all countries and all nations from which we have been scattered and being brought back into our land and becoming one nation. And it says in Ezekiel that the two sticks shall become one. Okay? So the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom will once again become one kingdom, one nation, one people, Yasharal. Okay? Now, let me just go to Acts chapter 1 so you can understand Yahusha and his purpose when he comes back to restore us, because they were waiting for him to do that, but it just wasn't his time to do that. So let's look at this. We're going to go to Acts chapter 1, and let's read this prophecy that Yahusha says. And it reads thus, Acts 1. The former treatise have I made, O Theophilus, of all that Yahusha began both to do and teach, until the day in which he was taken up. After that, he, through the Ruach HaKodesh, had given commandments unto the apostles whom he had chosen, to whom also, let me make this bigger. Okay. To whom also he showed himself alive after his passion by many infallible proofs, being seen of them 40 days and speaking of the things pertaining to the kingdom of Eluah. And being assembled together with them, commanded them that they should not depart from Jerusalem, but wait for the promise of the Father, which he said, you have heard of me. Okay, let's keep reading. Yehochanan truly baptized with water, but you shall be immersed with the Ruach HaKodesh not many days hence. When they therefore were come together, They asked of him, saying, Master, will you at this time restore again the kingdom to Yasharal? Why? We had a bunch of heathens, Romans in our city, in our land. And what did Yahusha say? Yahusha said, it is not for you to know the times or the seasons which the Father, Yahweh, has put in his own power. But you shall receive power after that, which is the Ruach HaKadosh, has come upon you, and you shall be witnesses unto me in both Jerusalem and in all of Yahud or Judea and in Samaria and unto the uttermost parts of the earth. So they were expecting Yahusha the king to restore us back as one nation and restore our kingdom back to us without the Gentiles in there. But that had not happened because it wasn't the time. That's what he's going to do at his second coming. So I don't know where this brother is getting all this from and saying other things. Kiara says he's a historian, so he's telling where the terms come from, not that we're not going to be gathered. He speaks on people going to Africa and getting scammed. He said we leave when the Most High says it. I understand that, sis, but here's the thing. The problem is, Brother 𝐤��𐅅 literally asked him, question what was going on. You know what I mean? And then he started making these like ad hominem attacks towards Brother 𝐤�𐋅� and his brother. And lying. He has been caught in lies many a times, many times. He is definitely being deceptive. And I'm going to be honest with you. You're not a historian if you believe Native Americans are Israelites. I'm going to just say that off top. Somebody could be a historian but have the wrong information. You got Yahuwah's story or you got his story, man's story. I don't care about what man says. It's what the Most High says. So, I mean, that to me proves he's not a historian. Now, let me I'm gonna play a little bit more of his video, and I'm gonna go to Brother 𝐤�𝑋𐅅's video. I've actually watched it before I came on here, and I was gonna watch it with you guys because I didn't get through the whole thing. But let's go back to the video because I want him to still be able to present himself. But I'm just saying, if you an honest man who is not above correction, then why did you delete the video? That's my question. Now, you gave some foolish excuses to why he deleted the video, but it just seems to me people was coming for him in the comments and he didn't like
that. Ada or Ada, Aaron, what is it? Aroni, I believe that's how she pronounced her name. Aroni is her last name, I believe. Excuse me if I butcher her name, but her name is Ida Aroni. She coined that second Exodus and attached it to what occurred in what is called Israel today, as far as Jerusalem today, the Israelis today, the whole, the whole justification of them being where they are today, the name stealers. This is where you get into Aliyah, right? That whole concept of returning to the land. Now, what I mean by this, and the reason why I say the whole term, the whole second Exodus is a scam, it's a lie. Well, you're probably asking yourself, well, Pastor, well, what does it mean? What does it mean? What is the second Exodus? What is the actual accuracy of the text? What's the proper context? Well, a lot of this so-called second Exodus doctrine is based off of Isaiah chapter 11, verse 11 and 18.
No, it's not.
And you'll see that's where
I gave you more than just Isaiah. I gave you 𝐤𝐿𝑋𐅅. I gave you Jeremiah. We can even go to the very first book of the Torah, Genesis 15:13. Let's go there real quick, the 400 years. And it's not even just that. Look at what we read in Jubileem or Jubilees. Even in Baruch, where Yahuwah said he gonna regather us. He's full of it. He is full of it. Let me go to Barashith real quick. I'm gonna go back to it, sis, but let me just go to Barashith, Genesis. And even in the renewed covenant, bro, it literally mentions a 400-year deliverance. in Acts chapter 7, verse 6. So you got the old covenant, you got, or the first covenant, you've got the renewed covenant, you got all of it. Genesis 15:13. And it was said to Abraham, you shall surely know that your seed shall be a sojourner in a land that is not their own, and they shall enslave them and afflict them and humble them 400 years. Verse 14. And the nation whomsoever they shall serve, I will judge, and after this, they shall come forth hither with much property. What does that mean? That means we will leave this place that we are in, which is the land of, if we can agree this is the land of our captivity, we will come forth from this land to the land that he has for us, that he swore to our forefathers. Well, let me just go back. I noticed he didn't mention nothing about Genesis, by the way, but okay.
We're dealing with a regathering, not a second gathering, so to speak. How can I put it? A regather. I'm just going to go with the phrase regathering, because when people see that, that's what they say. Hey, it's a second Exodus. No, it's a regathering of Israel. If you want to call it at that time a second gathering, because at that time, as Isaiah 11 verse 11 alludes to, this is dealing with the Assyrian captivity. So I want to make sure you guys understand, after every captivity, right, there was a regathering. So when you look at Isaiah 11, the key, the anchor in that text is the Assyrian captivity. So the Most High is declaring that he's going to what? Regather. That's the point. Regather his people after the Assyrian captivity. Well, guess what? They did regather. But what happened transitioning from the Assyrian captivity? What happened next? Transitioning to the next step, how can I say, phase or block in Israel's time? It's the Babylonian captivity, because the Babylonians conquered the Assyrians, and Israel got invaded by the Babylonians 3 times. And you'll see this documented inside Jeremiah. The entire chapter of the entire book of Jeremiah is about literally three invasions of the Babylonians. So when you guys hear someone say the second Exodus, I can say emphatically that they or anyone that's pushing that doctrine don't know the text. I'm going to say that again. Don't know the text.
Well, you sure about that, bro? I know some of y'all are like, oh, we need to have mercy on him and all this other stuff. But here's the thing, y'all. This man has been on record lying more than once. Okay? If it quacks like a duck, walk like a duck, then it's a duck. Jeremiah 16:14. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith Yahuwah, when they shall no more say, Yahuwah lives, that brought up the children of Yasharal out of the land of Egypt. So this is the Most High referencing Egypt. Okay? But not, obviously, this wasn't during Egypt, because we in Jeremiah now. All right. So this was right around the time of the Babylonian captivity. Verse 15. But Yahuwah lives, who brought up the children of Yasharal from the land of north and from all the countries where they were thrust out, and I will restore them to their own land, which I gave to their fathers. So this is not just Egypt. This is not just the lands of the north, but from all the countries. The worldwide scattering of the Yahudim wasn't until after 70 AD. After 70 AD. Because if you think about Spain and Portugal and the Negroes that were brought into St. Thomas Islands, right? They were already enslaved. And then the Negroes that were expelled from Spain in 1492 that fled in the west coast of Africa, they were also brought and enslaved. And even when you think about the sub-Saharan slave trade with the Arabs, those Negroes were also scattered and enslaved. So it was these different trades, these slave trades that took place over a certain point in time that caused the Negroes to be completely scattered. You had a remnant of them that escaped and did not get scattered in Spain and Portugal. Then those Negroes were brought into the transatlantic slave trade from Negro land. And then you also have Negroes who were enslaved back when they were in Portugal before they were expelled, that were brought into the St. Thomas Islands and scattered to the Caribbeans and things of that nature. Okay. And then also, of course, you also have the Arab slave trade, which is the sub-Saharan slave trade, which you had Negroes that were also enslaved by the Arabs. Okay. And that's why you got Negroes out there and you know, Afro-Palestinians and all of that. So, I mean, if he's willing to come forward and admit he was wrong, I can respect that. But I don't think he's going to do that because he just wants to see what he wants to see. But to say that there's not going to be what we would think of, when I think of a second Exodus, it's not so much just deliverance, but I think about judgment. I think about pestilence. I think about signs of the times. These are all things that I believe will lead up to our Exodus, our leave from these nations in which we've been scattered. So when I think of this first Exodus, I think about the judgments and the pestilences and all these signs that the Most High was delivering his children. I'm thinking of this in the exact same way. It will have to be greater than the first Exodus, though, because we're not just scattered to one nation, which was Egypt. We are all over the world. And Yahuwah said in Isaiah 11, I will send a banner to let my people go. Let me, I'm going to jump over here to, and I got more scriptures to back it up because some of y'all know I did a teaching on the second Exodus. So we're going to go over here to the scriptures I have there because they also, even Yahuwah actually says it won't be like the first one or the first Exodus. He references that Egyptian Exodus, but then he also references a second one. So let me show y'all this real quick. Let me pull this up. I mean, even if he's saying like, I'm not saying that the second Exodus is false, so we're not going to be a regathering. I mean, clearly he's saying that, but arguing about semantics though is just childish to me. Very childish. Okay, so let's look at these scriptures here. We're going to read through this, and as a matter of fact, I think I'm going to go to the Septuagint because I think the Septuagint would be much more accurate. So let me go to the teaching I did on the second Exodus. So I'm going to read it from the Septuagint text. So we can get the accurate version of the text. Give me a second. All right, let me pull this up, and we're going to look at these in the Septuagint, and we're going to see what is actually being said here. I understand some people follow him and watch him, but dude, listen, I don't look to no man as 100% trustworthy, and I will until you give me a reason to feel like something's off about you. And he's done that more than once. I've already seen red flags about him a long time ago, but I just never said anything, and I just kind of looked past it. But now, bro, you done gone too far. You done gone too far. So let's go to 1 Corinthians 10, 1 through 12. Let's look at that real quick. Now, I want you guys to hear what is being said here, okay? Moreover, brethren, I would that you should not be ignorant, how that all our fathers were under the cloud and all passed through the sea. Now, give me a 1 if this is talking about the Egyptian Exodus. Give me a 1. I just want to make sure we are on the same page here. All right. I don't see any other time in the scriptures where our people were passing through the sea while somebody was chasing after them. All right. Okay. Once. All praises to the Most High. So let's keep going. And we're all immersed unto Mashah in the cloud and in the sea. Okay. So this is talking about Moses. So this is talking about the first one. And did all eat the same spiritual food, and did all drink the same spiritual drink. For they drank of the spiritual rock that followed them, and that rock was Mashiach. But with many of them, Elua was not well pleased, for they were overthrown in the wilderness. So wait a minute. This is talking about something that's already happened. Let's keep going. Now these things were our examples. Wait a minute. So it's talking about the future generation based off of what happened in the past. 6. Now these things that happened in the wilderness with Egypt when they passed through the sea, when they were with Moses, because that's his name right here. Okay. Now, these things were our examples to the intent we should not lust after evil things as they also lusted. Neither be idolaters, as were some of them, as it is written. Anytime you see as it is written, it is referencing the first covenant, or what the Gentiles call the Old Testament. All right. The people sat down to eat and drink and rose up to play. Verse 8, neither let us commit fornication, as some of them committed, and fell in one day 23,000. This is talking about when they went and worshiped that statue, that golden idol. What was it? The golden calf. And you remember, Yahuwah killed 320,000 Israelites for that when Moses went up to the mountain, and we just read in Jubilees, he was up there 40 days and 40 nights with Yahuwah. Yahuwah was relaying the law to him and telling him what was to come to Yasharal. And they said, we don't know where he went. So they just went and took those earrings off and made a golden calf. Still referencing the first. Verse 9. Neither let us tempt Mashiach, as some of them tempted Yahuwah and were destroyed of serpents. We read about that in the book of Numbers. 10. Neither murmur, as some of them also murmured and were destroyed of the destroyer. Now all these things happen unto them for examples, and they are written for our admonition, upon whom the end of the world are to come. Wherefore, let him that thinks he stands take heed, lest he fall. 𝐤�𐤅, Ezekiel 20:33-44. Therefore, as I live, says Yahuwah, I will reign over you with a strong hand, with a high arm, and with outpoured wrath. And I will bring you out from the nations, and will take you out of the lands where you were dispersed, with a strong hand and with a high arm, and with what? Outpoured wrath. And I will bring you into the wilderness of the nations, and I will plead with you there face to face. What? 36. As I pleaded with your fathers in the wilderness of the land of Egypt, so will I judge you, says Yahuwah. So this is the Most High right here, referencing the first Exodus. How our people passed through the sea, how they were immersed through Mashah, how they ate of the spiritual drink and the spiritual food, how the manna rained down from heaven, how our people continue to murmur against the Most High, how our people were idolaters, adulterers. And right here, y'all was saying, they're supposed to be an example of what not to do for the second Exodus. He will bring us out from all nations, verse 34. I will bring you out from all nations and will take out of you the lands where you were dispersed with a strong hand, with a high arm, with outpoured wrath. And I will bring you into the wilderness of the nations and plead with you there face to face, as I, going back to the first Exodus, pleaded with your fathers in the wilderness of the land of Egypt, so will I judge you, says Yahuwah, period. So he's wrong. All right? He's wrong about this. And again, I understand mercy and all of that, bro. But when you lying on the Most High, we got a problem. Now, let me show y'all this video from Brother 𝐤𝐋𐅅. I ain't gonna lie, man. He was not too happy. So we gonna watch this. And if he comes on here, I'll allow him to come up, explain himself. Just let me know if he shows up in the chat. Sometimes he comes on the lives. He was mad, bro. I ain't gonna even lie. He was angry. And I don't blame him. You know what I'm saying? Like, we trying to keep our people on point with the Most High and teach them the truth. So our people have no excuse to be against what the Most High said. We're just purveyors of truth. That's all we want to do, is give our people the truth. That's it. But when people coming into this out of nowhere, connected to certain camps and certain Negroes that are clearly into some witchcraft, occultic stuff, rebirth of a nation, refuse to call them out, but want to argue with brothers telling the truth, I ain't rocking with it. So let me show y'all this video, man. This is Brother 𝐤𝐋���� and Tayu.
Telling you about the angels and the UFOs and the deception and the world government and the coming mark of the beast. And guess what? They're telling you the mark of the beast already happened. So guess what? When something like the mark of the beast come, guess what? You're going to be like, well, the mark of the beast happened already. I could take it. Who you think?
That's another thing. That's another thing. Bro said, he said, we woke now. PK, Pat the Cat. Okay? He said that the mark of the beast was the slave branding. So he's saying what's mentioned in the book of Revelations has already happened. That's what Christians do. I mean, Christians are even saying that. They call it preterism. They're right now saying that we're already in the millennium kingdom. Where's the Messiah? Where is Mashiach? I have to fact check it. And I'm not saying he can't get himself right with the Most High and correct himself, but he's yet to do it. That's the problem. He's live. He did call that building a nation out. I haven't seen that video. I'd probably have to check it out. But I mean, if he did, I could respect that at least. But yeah. So let's keep watching this, y'all. I might go to his live in a minute.
The liar is. Who you think telling you have truth?
On the horizon, and this guy hasn't told you anything. He hasn't told you anything. You don't even, as a matter of fact, you don't even know his position on his belief about Christ. You don't know his position about who Christ is to him. You don't know his position on end times because he won't tell you. You don't know whether or not he agrees with the Mormons, the Freemasons. You don't know because he don't tell you his belief. He don't give you his belief system. He doesn't break down, this is what I believe. Who is Messiah to me? I guarantee you more than likely he don't believe in the divinity of the Messiah because the energy he been putting out is more than likely he don't believe in that. Right? He'll say Messiah is his brother or something.
And I'm going to tell you how it is.
Find out what he believes because he's not going to tell you. He needs to get, like Dante got on his website, Dante got a list of his beliefs. He tells you everything he believes in doctrinally.
Facts.
I think we have the same thing on our website.
Shout out to
Has he told you that? Y'all don't know what he believed. That's why you can follow him, because if you understood what he believed, you would leave. That's why all of a sudden he feels comfortable enough to tell you Native American Indians is Israel, when before he stayed quiet. Why? Because he didn't want y'all to leave.
So here's the thing. Whether or not you take sides, I don't care. Right? I don't care because it ain't about me. I'm going to tell you this. My brother and I, we made for this. You know why? Because we ain't never took sides. I told y'all about when we were growing up, how the popular kids wanted us to join them and dump our friends. And we're not hanging with y'all. These are our friends. We're loyal. A lot of y'all not loyal. Y'all not. So we used to standing by ourselves. Because guess what? In this walk, you're going to have to make a decision by yourself.
Yep.
Just like you had to make a decision about taking that lollipop. When we warned you not to, let me ask you this. Did Pastor Kelly tell you not to take the lollipop? Or did he later on say he didn't take the lollipop? I warned you not to take the lollipop. Just like I warned you not to take the mark of the beast. Just like I warned you that we in the end times. Just like I warned you judgment is here. No, you don't hear that from him, do you? No, you don't hear nothing about these UFOs from him, do you? You don't hear nothing from him about the all-encroaching authoritarian system, digital currency system that's coming into place, do you? You don't hear that from him, do you? I told y'all, your life's at stake and your children's lives are at stake, and you don't hear a peep from him.
Y'all might not know our name, you might not know our face, but y'all know our personality. Y'all know what we believe because we tell you. What he does is not tell you anything about what he feels and believes. Nothing. He keeps it quiet because it would be controversial. Just like he has these weird ideas about the mark of the beast. It's weird. It's weird. And somehow he thinks it's doctrinal and he can argue his position. Just like this whole second Exodus thing. Didn't that puzzle y'all? It's like, what? What are you talking about? Potato, potato. There's a second Exodus, but not a gathering. Well, tell me the difference on how you see the second Exodus versus how you see the gathering. What is it that's different between the second Exodus and the gathering that makes you say the second Exodus is a lie? Why do you feel that way? What is it about the two positions that make you think it's an apostate position? Potato, potato, really? And tell you the truth, we're more accurate about the topic than he is. But I'm like, make that dude tell y'all why he feels that way instead of him pointing fingers and lying on us.
So here's the thing. Y'all can watch my track record. I never waver on what my position. Now, if I get a new revelation, right, I'll tell you that new revelation. I say, hey, family, here's what I see today, right? I'm not playing games, right? Because this is a growth process. So, like, I've never attacked anybody on their eschatological beliefs because guess what? We're growing. I don't care if you're amillennials, premillennialists. I might disagree with you, but I didn't attack you for it. He called us a cult because we believe in the second Exodus, right? But then he said he believed in the 400 years, but yet the 400 years is dealing with the second Exodus. Which is it?
That's right.
He lies. He tell half truths. And y'all, some of y'all just not wise enough to understand that he lying to you. Just like when that guy when you were young who was so handsome, telling you everything you want to hear, had the nice car, and all the girls wanted him, and he only wanted one thing, and your friends warned you that he's no good, and you didn't listen. That's some of y'all. We've been warning y'all for years.
And then you get mad at the friend that was trying to stop you from getting in that bad relationship. That's what y'all doing to us, some of y'all. Y'all mad at us because we're too honest. We're telling you something wrong with this guy. Right. And instead of you going and research his background and find out what's going on with him, y'all idolize this dude. And he lies with such a straight face. And it's like he got no receipts. He claims to have receipts, but all his receipts are non-biblical.
Not only that, he likes to hang a bunch of straw men. A lot of straw men that he could easily tell down that we ain't never said or taught, or take out of context. He liked to use a lot of red herrings to misdirect you. Like these words. Well, what's the word he would use with the Shomo and Exodus, minister, tell you?
Yeah, Shemot versus Exodus or Exodus.
Explain that to the family right quick.
Well, I'm like, well, the point being is Shemot was like the Hebrew word for name.
Names.
Right. And so when they started giving titles to the text, right, in the Hebrew they called it Shemot, meaning name, right? And so the beginning of
now they're speaking nothing but facts. Let me show y'all something about the Shamuth thing. A lot of people don't know this. Some of the scriptures, when you read the very first chapter, it is a reference to the name of the book in the Abari, the Hebrew. So, for example, Barashith means in the beginning. Let me show y'all this real quick, so you can understand these names and how they change them and stuff like that. So, look, let's start with Genesis. Barashith means in the beginning, right? So, the very first verse is Barashith, Genesis chapter 1, verse 1. In the beginning, Alua made Ha Shamayim U Ha Aras. Okay? In the beginning, Alua made the heaven and the earth. And the word Barashith, when you look at it in the Bari, it means in the beginning. Okay? Now, that's what Barashith means. Now, let's look at Shamuth. Where do we get that word from? Let's go to Exodus chapter 1, and let's read that very first verse. And these are what? The names, Shamuth. These are the names of the sons, or the Banim, Shal, Yasharal, Ashar, Masraim, together with Jacob their father, and they came in each with their own family. And these are what? The names. Okay, that's what Shamuth means. Or actually, it would be Shamuth, not Hashamuth, because Hashamuth would be the names. But this right here is a reference to names, which is Shamuth. And I'll show you right here in the Abari as well, so you can see it. This is actually the Greek because we're in the Septuagint. So let's look at it right here. Okay, Shamuth, Sheen, Mam, Ua, Thou. Shamuth. Shamuth means names. Okay, so it's right in the very beginning of the scriptures. Right in the very beginning of the scriptures. The heathens called it Exodus. The heathens call it Exodus and Leviticus and Numbers and all of that stuff. Now let's go to the next book. Let's go to Bamadabar or Numbers. And we can get the answer with that. Actually, we'll get back to Leviticus. Let's do Numbers real quick. Numbers 1. Right here. And Yahuwah spoke to Moses in the wilderness of Sinai. So Bamadabar or Numbers means in the wilderness. Okay, so you got that right here. The very first reference to the name of the book is found in the very first chapter and verse of the scrolls. Okay, now let's go ahead and let's jump over here to 𝐤𝐋𐤅. And 𝐤𝐋𐤅 means and he called. Okay, let's see if we can find that in the scriptures as well. And Yahuwah called Moses again and spoke to him out of the tabernacle, saying, speak to the children of Yasharal, and you shall say to them. And Yahuwah called. And Yahuwah called Moses. And he called. Okay? So, I have a hard time kind of just, understanding some people's, breakdowns of the scriptures and stuff like that. It's really honestly very sad because honestly, the truth, the scriptures is really all you need. The scriptures present the truth. And anytime I got somebody coming against what the scriptures say, I have to rebuke them because it's like you're leading our people astray. You're making them lose hope in Yahuwah. We can't be doing that. You over here got these other, our Negroes are already struggling with this strong lie about Israelites being us and all this other stuff. Some of them are over here eating bear meat. I posted a video on Facebook of some Negro talking about, yeah, man. He's like, yeah, we over here eating these bear shoulders and eating these bear legs. You know what I'm saying? Which is what them heathens did. They ate bear meat. They ate unclean animals. They practiced shamanism and paganism and totem pole worshiping and had witch doctors and all that stuff. That's all Hamite stuff. How are you leading our people back to the Father if you got them embracing the identity of another nation? It's already bad enough our people are marrying these people, going against the Most High. And then you're going to tell them that they're us? No, man. How can I show mercy to you? You are lying and deceiving our people. It's bad enough with all these doctrines being thrown around. And then you just add more leaven to keep our people in transgression against the Most High. I'm trying to see our people saved. I'm trying to see our people restored. I'm trying to see as much of Yasharal make it as possible. Me and Brother 𤤔𤅅 and Truth Unedited and many of our team and us righteous men that are trying to help y'all come back to the Most High. We're trying to make sure you guys are the remnant along with ourselves. I mean, we got work to do on ourselves, obviously, but we're trying to prepare the end times remnant for return of Mashiach, Yahusha, and the Gentiles as well. We are trying to prepare you guys to make it back home. But with doctrines like this, it's going to be hard to do because then you're going to believe if we ain't leaving that this probably is the true land. I wouldn't be shocked if Ben Yah and that other goofy come out talking about America's the promised land. I wouldn't be shocked if they do that. Now, somebody said he was going to go live. Pastor Kelly. I'm going to jump over there and see what he's talking about. He deleted the first video, so now he had to come back and make another video. Is he going live now, y'all, or is it 30 minutes? 10:30. Okay, so 30 minutes he's going live. Oh, all right, well, look. 10:30, y'all. All right, family, listen. I'm going to make something to eat, and I'll be back around 10:25 so we can react to this. All right, together. We'll all watch it together. All right, just give me a minute. I'll be back here at 10:30, and we can watch and see what he has to say. I'm pretty sure Brother 𝐤𝐿𝐿𝐼 is going to be there. Brother Tayu will also be there. Maybe, hopefully, he can get them on there to explain themselves and be a man. You know, if you got an issue with them, you know what I'm saying? I think it's only right that you invite them to come on and y'all talk it out like men and figure it out. But again, the scriptures don't lie. The scriptures are very, very clear. We just read 𝐤𝐿𝐼. He said people are using Isaiah to, you know, talk about the second Exodus, but I gave you more than that. Brother 𝐤𝐿𝐼 has been posting the scriptures on his blog with all these notes, so you can go look these scriptures up yourself. He's presented his case plenty of times with plenty of evidence, and he usually does. That's what he does. He is a researcher. He does look deep into stuff. He's not just some dude that just hears a teaching and he don't do an in-depth teaching on it at some point. He's put a lot of work in. So it's just wrong to kind of like lie on him and, you know, slander him and you know, sneak diss him. He ain't did nothing to you. And this type of stuff is exactly what's keeping us divided. I mean, it's sad to see fighting and stuff like that, but I don't even think it's really fighting more so than anything else. I think it's more just correction, righteous correction. That's what it looked like to me. I mean, from Brother 𝐤𝐿𝐼 and Tayu, that's what I see. I don't see them being dirty or anything like that, but this man is straight out lying. That's not how we're supposed to be operating, y'all. So we'll be back here 10:25, 5 minutes until the show starts in case he's late or something like that. We'll definitely be watching together. And I'll meet you guys back here at 10:30, okay? Love you guys. Shabbat shalom, everybody. Don't let this bother you. Don't let it disturb your Shalom family. It's not disturbing mine. It's just sad because these individuals just come out of nowhere and they say these things and there's no proof and there's no evidence, there's no scripture to back it up. And, you know, I just worry more so about us, our people. You know what I'm saying? I don't want our people being led astray anymore. We've had enough of that. 400 years of lies, 400 years of stolen identity. Like, bro, nah. This is not the time to be walking in darkness anymore. Yahuwah has called us a priest, his chosen people, to walk in his marvelous light through Yahushua HaMashiach. I'm done with the darkness. I'm done with the lies. We should all be done with the darkness and the lies. We've been in darkness enough. Gene the handyman says, Shalom. He's going to block y'all like he did to me when I confronted him about being part of the Boule Negroes in 2022. See, that's what I'm saying. He can't handle the truth. And I have to wonder how you can't be Boule. I'm just saying, I'm not going to put it past you at this point if you just lying on the word of the Most High. Because I'm just saying, if you are against the Boule and you ain't of them, you should be against them in every single way. Now, people have even tried to accuse 𝐤𝐿𝐼 of being Black Boule and all this other goofy stuff. And I'm all like, okay, well, if I was Boule, I should probably be dead right now because I've exposed too much about these Freemasons. And, you know, they say you're not supposed to expose certain secrets. And here I am telling you all these things that they're doing. I'm telling you about their symbolism. I'm telling you about them marrying little boys, their homosexual rituals and all of that. And you're saying, I'm Boule? Come on, cuz. You can't be serious. I think people just be throwing that stuff around loosely. Now, I can't prove he is, but I can't exactly dismiss it either. We already know there's Negroes who are in camps and connected to camps and connected to certain individuals that are in the Boule, that are sellouts. So when I see someone lying on the word and leading our people deeper into deception and not even acknowledging as a man, you know what? Maybe I'm looking at this wrong. Maybe I need to take some time to regroup and restudy this. But no, out of pride, you take the video down because you don't want to be called out. Then you make a sneak diss video talking about I'm an agent. Then you make that video right there, which I showed y'all on Facebook. And if you want to watch the full video, it's on Facebook. Brother Tayu had posted on his Facebook if you want to get the link. Check out the full video. I don't want to sit through that 20-minute video. But I'm going to let him present his case. He's going live in about 30 minutes. So we'll be back here and we'll watch it live and we'll react to it. Love y'all, family. I'll see y'all in a little bit. And listen, I'm not bothered or perturbed or nothing like that. I'm really blown away by how deceptive, a lot of our own people are being in these last days, where it's just not the time to be playing with the Most High. It's not a time to be, jumping back from one doctrine to the next. It is not a time to be embracing the doctrine of the Gentiles and Joseph Smith and Mormon doctrine. I wouldn't be shocked if he started talking about you need to be reading the sealed portion. I'll see y'all in a bit. Shalom.
Hey, 𤤔𤒄🅅.
Abba Yahuwah, this an honest discussion. Not worthy of your grace when I reject your instruction. Why do you love me, Father, often feeling unworthy? Still struggle with my flesh, but you still show me mercy. My family not there, I see the love that you show me. Consider suicide just to be with you closely. My mother doesn't love me and we've all made mistakes. And to her I'm not good enough, I'm just a disgrace. I'm not a perfect man, yeah I'm flawed and will fall. But you look beyond my faults and the assault of my thoughts. And I wasn't born righteous, I was born as a sinner. Satan had me in his grasp, he's a horn-shaped shifter. Sick and tired of the struggle, sick and tired of oppression. Await the reign of Jacob, the inheritance of blessings. Yahuwah, my Father, honest is all I can be. Why do you truly love me? Cause within I can't see. Yeah, these nations all hate us, yeah, it's true and apparent. Since I'm speaking honestly, let me be transparent. These Gentiles hate us cause of what we'll inherit. They fear the black Messiah, they think it's so nightmarish. I hate Babylon, America, one day she'll burn. The Jewish stole our heritage, one day they gon' learn. Father, I know what you said, I believe what you promised. But your people are so tired of being impoverished. No matter what we do, we just can't get ahead. And so many of our people locked up or they dead. And this world hates your people and deny the oppression. And they sure don't want the curses, but they want all the blessings. Now they mad that we fighting back, they fear the aggression. We'll never forget the evil and we learned a harsh lesson. They teaching to the masses that the Christians replace this. Judgment coming to the heathens, not the ones who embrace us. I'm coming to you humbly, this an honest discussion. You promise to avenge us and you promise destruction. It's an honest discussion. Honest discussion. I'm coming to you humbly, this an honest discussion. You promise to avenge us and you promise destruction. It's an honest discussion. It's an honest discussion.
Hey, 𤤔𤒄🅅.
Honest with you.